Thought I'd try something a little different here. Have a little intro music, set the tone.
See, I like my intro music.
Your intro music is probably much better. This is the intro music that was available to me.
It's from it's from Deadly Premonition.
See, this was free intro music, and I just thought it'd be a nice way to mix things up.
Twitch doesn't care about Deadly Premonition, and Deadly Premonition doesn't care about Deadly Premonition. So
gotcha. What's going on, people? Welcome. We are Grown A Geeks. This is Weigh In Wednesday. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. We got a lot happening on tonight's show already.
Hold on.
Let
me get this.
Pretty dope. I just want to throw that out there.
Let me get the audio set up on my stream again because I am all over the place.
Okay. Let me know.
But no, you're good. Yeah, you're good. Go ahead. Keep going. I'm good.
For starters, for starters, we got a Heroic Cat is over here live streaming on Twitch. Where can they find that? Where is that at?
That is twitch.tv/Heroic Cat. One more time. That is twitch.tv/Heroic Cat.
So you see that there in the background. He is currently playing, what is that? Gotham Knights. Working on some more Gotham Knights. So definitely check that out. Don't leave here to do it, but no, I'm just playing. Yeah. Maybe if you could open up two windows, have that open as well and watch, or just, hang out here and you can see the footage and go back and rewatch it later, however you choose to do. But that's one of the things that's happening right now. Linda is also going to be streaming here, and we will jump back and forth between their live streams in addition to some random stuff that we're going to talk about. All geek content.
I am currently streaming, and if you would go, I've got David's stream in my stream. It's great.
Hey,
we got a stream in a stream. We are at stream inception. Yes,
stream in the stream.
And all of that in the current live stream. So just to make it interesting.
I heard you like streams, so we put a stream in your stream so you can watch a stream while you watch a stream. What's up?
While you listen to a stream.
Yeah.
So we're gonna bring up Linda's stream here in just a moment, and you can find her. That is twitch.tv/SplendaMG.
Yeah.
And
it's on my name there.
It's right there,
so you can see.
Matter of fact, if you want to throw a link, hey, what's going on? We got viewers, we got people here. Hold up, I had all my stuff set, and I get to playing with stuff, and then I lose it. Now I got to go back and find our stream so I can see who's talking with us. Brad, what's going on, man? That's Brad Beverly. What is going on?
What?
Yeah, that is.
What's up, Brad?
Hey.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. Brad's up north right now, correct? He's towards the capital. Brad, where you at? You be all over the place. Last time I talked to you, you were still in Japan, I believe it was. And now you are not.
All right, let me tweet this out real quick.
Close the wrong thing there. Let's see. Nope, that wasn't that. There was something else here. Somebody else. Oh, that's an old post. Let's see. So we got Binding of Isaac, and look at this. Just because it wouldn't be a stream without. Bam. He's back. He's in Washington. Yeah, so north of Seattle. So Washington State. And so we've got a stream inside Linda's stream. So just because I want to confuse the hell out of everybody, let me boom. So like that. Oh, of course I'm hiding it. Let's see. Boom, there it is. Look at that. We got Streamception. Streamception achieved.
Sam, are you on Twitter? Or is Grown A Geeks on Twitter?
No. Twitter is I don't.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
To see if I could like tag it or something, because that's usually where I get views from is Twitter.
So actually, like my personal, I have 2 Twitters. As with everything, I had to have 2. So I have mine, and then I have the one that I'm trying to correct and fix the algorithm on. And yeah.
Too much Megan Thee Stallion?
I mean, it's like whatever you watch or like is what's the only thing they're going to feed to you. So
yeah.
Unfortunately, since I follow you and I follow Jeffrey as well, I do get other random stuff. So whenever y'all post stuff, I get to see that. I get to see all the interesting conversations that take place. And of course, I'm a part of, like, I see everything that comes up on Black Twitter. And I have found that if I need to know what's happening right now, I just go to Twitter. Yeah. And there's, like, the news on Twitter is a faster feed than the news on Facebook.
Ain't that the truth?
And so it's a very helpful kind of thing.
Why can't I hear this?
Probably because all of your audio is coming from here. I think.
No, I should be able to hear stuff still. Huh. That is very odd. Let me see. These things are being weird. Maybe I turned it down in the thing. Okay, hold on. Let's pop it back in windowed mode so I can mess with stuff. Oh, this one. Sound settings. No, wrong one. I want a mixer.
Okay, so we got that one there, got that one there. Normally I would have the Twitch up as well, but since I'm twitching within Twitch, we're going to leave Twitch alone.
That earphone. Maybe it's being strange. Hold on. What is this headset earphone wire? What is this? No. Put it on my Kraken. That doesn't make any sense. This is weird. Okay.
It's a lot happening here.
It's strange. I don't like it. And we go here. Yeah, all my stuff moved around. It's very strange.
We tried to do something new and different. Keep you on your toes. And, we have to work out the kinks. But that, again, as I always say, that is the beauty of a live show. You never know exactly what it's going to be, how it's going to go.
So maybe.
So we will let you.
It will pop up now.
Figured.
I don't. It's not even on my mixer. Isaac,
you know what? I could probably pull
I want to listen.
And just click back and forth between the two. That would probably be the way to do that.
Look, Amazon Music's up, and I don't even have it open. Synapse. I don't have Synapse open like that. What is going on?
Lots of stuff is happening.
Yes.
It's so weird
with the streams and the streamings and the the streaming inside streamings.
It's okay. We'll get it, and the hammering. We'll get this figured out. So.
Right. We do need to talk about what South Down Leatherworks, David Northup, what he's over there working on. Dave, what you working on, man? You got some new projects in the works?
I am working on. Well, first off, I'm sick of punching holes at the moment. I have done like 8 different panels today. I'm working on a bag set, which I believe I sent you the picture that's got all 3 of the bags. This is the front panel.
Okay. And this is going to be a new messenger bag?
Pardon?
Is this one a new messenger bag?
The dwarf alone.
There we go.
Really? If that's Brad, I'm going to kick him. But I've got 3 different bags I'm doing. They're all from one set, and so they'll they'll look a little bit alike, but they're different sizes.
So
is the first one? I have 2 other piles.
Oh no.
That I still have to punch holes in.
Did I lose that now?
And when I say piles, I'm like stacks of leather about that tall.
Okay, well, that's showing up. Go down. Aha.
Okay.
But I'm on the last panel for this bag.
Oh, it's just like
and I can start putting it together.
I see.
Gotcha. Now, is this a bag that you've previously made, or is this a completely new pattern, new design?
This is a new pattern.
Okay.
I'm having to start over with everything. But no, I have not made this bag before.
Okay. Now, if with some of the other stuff that you've made in the past, where would they, if they wanted to see in preview, where would they be able to find that? Just
that would be on my Instagram, which is at Southdown Leatherworks on Instagram. That is the only place that I actually have everything.
Okay.
That I've made.
So Southdown Leatherworks on Instagram. And I think last week we might have shown some of that. I got so much taking place on my screen right now. And I tell you, I got
Tell me about it.
I got two Twitch live streams. Like, I really wish I could just share all my screens. I got 2 Twitch live streams, my StreamYard live stream, the show we are doing currently. I am watching each one of those shows, and I have both of your live streams up as well.
Like, I'm telling you, you need to switch over from StreamYard to, like, I don't know, just having us all be on video on Discord or something, and then doing a application capture with OBS. And then you can easily stream it out to multiple platforms. You don't have to worry about messing around with like audios to work or whatever. Just, yeah, much easier.
And, you know, one day when I have like a full-time producer that can handle all that stuff,
just borrow David for a couple hours. He'll get everything set up.
Let's see. So I just need everything laid out so that I can click and see what I need to see when I need to see it, and still have a working window and be able to see everything that's taking place. Jeff, tell me you got something going on with you as well, because apparently we all own some shit tonight. So
no, I just did Halloween trivia, got 4th place.
Nice.
Okay.
It was there was some good questions, really good questions. So I didn't realize, all right, round 3 was the either or round, and I didn't realize that I didn't know a single candy bar maker. Is it Hershey's or Mars?
Mars.
Right, and he would put up like Twix.
What?
Who makes Twix? Hershey's or Mars?
Oh,
Mars.
Mars.
Yeah, didn't know that. Reese's.
Reese's is Mars.
Mars, I think.
Hershey's.
See?
Is it Hershey's?
Is there? Okay.
That was Hershey's.
Yeah,
and I know that because a friend of mine actually works at Hershey's. And
what did a Reese's cup used to be called back in the day when it first came out?
Probably something off the wall.
Chocolate covered peanut butter.
Nope, penny cup.
Penny cup.
That sounds like an old fashioned name. Like,
yeah.
like penny loafers.
Right.
You know what?
He did really good on the question.
You could buy for a penny. You know, when candy was a nickel. When candy was a nickel, penny cups were less expensive.
Right.
Back in my day when bread was 10 cents.
Right. He did you can Google horrible Halloween costumes online, and he had some good ones. We had to guess who they were trying to be. And there was a Chewbacca made out of cardboard. There was a Bert and Ernie that looked like they were on crack. Homer Simpson that looked like a meth had come to Springfield. Like
sounds
there was
right.
some, there was some good ones. So name that movie off the soundtrack or the theme music. And of course, he did Nightmare Before Christmas. He did Halloween. He did Child's Play. We missed Child's Play. We said Pet Cemetery. Haven't seen it in forever, so
I could kind of see.
Oh no! What is this?
So the tiebreaker question that we lost to.
Just having fun over there.
What did I get?
This
nut
is the
milk?
one that we got. How long in minutes is the Saw franchise?
That is
look it up.
that is a very weird
it's
and
like,
specific answer. Like,
I believe it's seven movies, 8 if you want to count the quote unquote, I guess, reboot or whatever it is.
Right. But the closest team to the answer won the tiebreaker. So you're never going to believe the answer, though. 666 minutes.
That's wild. Okay.
That
was intentional too.
That does not surprise me.
So they have to be talking about like just the main movies too. Then
let me see. Let me throw out let's share our links, and think we've got everybody up there. As time permits for my streamers, if you get a second and you want to just add your link there in the chat, do so. And we will switch back and forth. I see we got Binding of Isaac up and running.
Yes.
So
far I got a juicy sack and some nut milk.
A juicy sack and nut milk. And this is the game where you are fighting to get out of poo, right?
No. You are running away from your like insane, overly religious, hallucinatory mother who's trying to murder you. So you jump down into your basement and you're going through like the different levels. Eventually you have to fight your mom, and then you have to fight her heart. And then you have a bunch of bosses and stuff. I'm actually about to go into a boss fight here. Oh, I am not playing as the main character, Isaac. I'm playing as Azazel because I am bitch made. And Azazel is easy mode. So
kind of reminds me of like
great.
a Smash TV or
I am
Berserker.
bitch made.
I mean, sometimes you play for an objective, sometimes you play to enjoy.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I like to unlock stuff, and like that's kind of my MO and how I play. What do you call them? Roguelites.
Yeah, roguelites.
I get the character that is easiest for me to play, and I try and unlock as much as I can with that character. Eventually, I do have to play through with the other characters if I want to like complete them as much as I can. But like just to unlock stuff in the game, I play a lot as like the character I like the most. So the same thing with like Crypt of the Necrodancer I'm playing a lot with now. Bard is my favorite character because like with Crypt of the Necrodancer, you have to move with the beat of the music, and you're on like a grid type pattern thing. And the as you're moving around, you're trying to dodge enemies and attack. And to attack, you just like hit the enemy, but you have to go into them. But if they come into you, then you take damage. Now, the cool thing with Bard is you don't have to move to a beat, number one. And number two, the enemies don't move until you move. They don't move of their own free will. So.
Okay, that's actually pretty cool. And we
I might fire it up after this run. But
I mean, you might as well.
I don't have Bard unlocked on my PC version though. I've been playing mostly on my Switch.
Oh, okay. Now I've watched you play Binding of Isaac numerous times, and I don't know how it just works out, but it's like I apparently need to play this game because it seems like every time you're streaming and I'm watching, this is the one we're playing, and it's cool because I like kind of remember some stuff, and so it's like I know a little bit about what's happening, and I'm not completely lost. And
on top of it, I'm playing the newest expansion with it, Repentance. I won't say it's going to be the last one because they always say that. Ever since Afterbirth?
Yeah, after Edmund Mullen is just as big a liar as Ed Boon.
But if the graphics look familiar, this studio also did, or this creator also made Super Meat Boy, as well as a not quite as popular title named Gish. And then there was something else, David, that's gotten popular. That's newer than Isaac.
He is working on The Legend of Bumbo.
There's that one.
But
that one, I'm not going to touch that one. It's going to be like a card-based game or something. If I'm going to play card-based game, I'm going to play like the actual Binding of Isaac card game, which I did back the Kickstarter for that. For the expansion, the big expansion they're doing. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, I'm looking it up real quick. He made something else. The End is Nigh. That was it.
There you go.
Yeah, he did The End is Nigh. And there has a lot of stuff he's worked on, but those are like the big ones there. So Gish, Super Meat Boy, Binding of Isaac, and The End is Nigh. Oh God, he has another. he has a game, a Flash game that he did before Isaac. That's the C word. That's the name of the game.
You know what? And that doesn't see. And when you thought I was being funny when I was like, "This is a game where you have to fight through your poo," but it's not. You have to fight. That's where you find collectibles in the game, right?
Yes. Well, you can sometimes the poop will drop like stuff. Sometimes it won't.
think you,
But there's another game
No,
that's
you
right
haven't
that I
met him.
have on here, and it's called
Finch.
it's
he's
called
my
Finger.
buddy that works for Lego.
It's called
He found us
Finger
randomly.
is the other one that I play on here. That's made by him. But what's fun is that this game here has got references to a lot of his other games. So you've got like Super Meat Boy and Bandage Girl is in here, as well as Dr. Fetus, all from Super Meat Boy. You do have some Gish items. You actually have a boss that's like a big Gish, which is like a ball of sentient oil. God, I hate this. I need more damage up with this. Okay.
There's
Anyway,
a lot happening with that.
and then they even have Fingered that's in here. You get like a big finger that sits in front of you and does damage when it touches people. It like pokes people.
Talk about bad touch.
But no, Fingered is fun. It's a very short little game. It consists of 5 rounds, and you have a lineup of like crazy looking people, and you're supposed to finger the guilty person. And they give you like different clues and stuff from the person who's coming in, saying, I think he looked like this, or I think they did this, or whatever. But it's not like straight up. Sometimes they talk in clues. It depends on the person in the round. So I love a lot of his games. They're really creative. They're a bit morbid, and I love it. So just a little morbid.
I mean, that's very unique. No question about that. So
I like this item.
This is actually a first scenario here. We're trying to mix it up a little bit and do some stream sharing while we go through our Weigh-In Wednesday podcast. As we have our weekly talk show. We get to talk about all things geek and mixing it up a little bit with some extra content, some extra goodness for you here.
For free.
For free, right?
It is free. It is free.
Is it free?
It is free.
I don't even have to show the dogs, David.
It is the premium service that is free.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jarvis Johnson.
Free 99.
Hey, Jarvis Johnson, come on the show.
He's local to us too.
Is he?
Yeah.
Actually,
he went to Georgia Tech.
There are a couple of people that I want to try to get on next time we have like some member spotlights. We've got a couple of people who are like, as I'm looking through the streaming and I'm starting to become very interested in like, oh, how do I get more subscribers? And what kind of content do I need to put out for people to like and blah, 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 blah. I've got a couple of friends who are, hey, we got a guest joining us tonight.
Uh-oh.
Look
David,
at that. It's Brad.
We need to get Ved.
Welcome, Brad.
That'd be cool.
What up, guys? How y'all doing?
Pretty good.
What's up?
Hey, yo.
I get this down.
Yeah, it is a live show, so take a moment, get yourself set.
So did I miss anything before I got on?
Nope.
We were honestly. This is what you missed. This is what we were doing before you got on. We were just having some general discussions and really just trying to figure out what we were going to talk about tonight. And we came up with a couple of topics. And since they were actually streaming, I was like, you know what? Let's put that on. We'll put your streams on. So continue to stream, join us, and so that David's stream didn't get messed up, we left his camera in his stream. And so I was just like, well, I'll put you on camera. We'll just share that. Linda was streaming as well. So he was like, you know what? We'll just flip back and forth between the two. And so we're just trying to get it figured out. David is actually making Southdown Leatherworks making a new bag. And so that's the hammering you're hearing in the background. Got a guest with us tonight, Brad, rocking that thick mustache, like that custom Southdown Leatherworks hat.
Ooh, that is nice.
There you go.
See, mine is all black. David's wearing his green one, his green and black one, and mine is all black. Mine is black on black.
Well, I had to match the shirt.
I'm gonna have to go get mine.
Right, like I feel like we all gotta have matching hats now. So we'll take one moment. Somebody take over while I go grab mine.
A hat won't fit.
So what I will do is that while I'm here, Dave asked me to Down South Leatherworks asked me to show off this bag that I got here.
What?
See if I can't get a better shot of this thing.
There it is.
So this thing is amazing.
So,
I love this bag. So when I made my trip across the country from Georgia/Alabama all the way up here, I needed something to put, at least a night's worth of clothes in, so I didn't have to take everything I belonged inside the dang hotel. So this came in real helpful. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty big. Good size, good deep.
And
Big
that's
pockets
actually
on
one
top.
of the first bags that I made.
And
we all love a good bag.
Yes, sir.
Oh, this bag's absolutely amazing. I love it.
I need to get like I want to get a nice bag commissioned for my mom from somewhere. Like okay, so my mom loves Skyrim, right? That's one of her favorite, as she calls it, walking around games. And I joked with her a long time ago about getting her a bag that said, "I'm sworn to carry your burdens," preferably like a book bag or something. But I want to get it like embroidered or something with it on there, because like growing up, like I have 3 brothers. So growing up, anytime we went to like Six Flags or like other theme park or like a festival or something, she always was the one who carried the bag. Had towels and stuff stuffed in it. Just anything we might need, maybe change of clothes, food, whatever. But she's sworn to carry our burdens, and she thought that was like just the best idea. But I've never followed through with it because I'm like, I don't really know. I don't want to just get like a cheap bag from like Redbubble or something,
Well, I would recommend looking at my Instagram, Southdown Leatherworks, see if there's something on there that you like.
Possibly. She doesn't really need something like a backpack anymore, because all of her kids are grown, so she doesn't have as many burdens to carry when we're out and about. But yeah, I'll have to take a look and see.
They're quite actually. I brought it down just because I was looking for the other hat. Forgot it was downstairs, and so here's actually the first hat that I got.
That's nice.
Bowler, and it's more along the lines of the type of hat I would wear. And then I saw some other stuff he had, and I was like, "Oh, make me that Kango right there." And I found out it's not actually called a Kango, but to me, it's a Kango. So that's what I wanted.
What is it actually called? Because I've always called it that.
Like a newspaper paperboy hat or whatever.
Something along those lines.
Newsboy cap.
Huh.
Because I got one for David.
That's the actual name. If you go into a
newsboy cap.
Newsboy cap.
Let's see. My favorite thing about this cap,
if it doesn't have the kangaroo on it, it's not a Kango. But I've always seen every time I've seen this hat.
Please give me
one. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to see it, but it says he put a little piece of brass in the back that says "Live the life you've imagined."
That's right.
I've got another bracelet in the works, light holder. I've got my
which I don't know where she put it.
Oh, it's already
it's almost done.
Okay, cool. Hold on, let me get this swapped around.
I don't want that.
All right.
Weird. And over here. And we're going to.
And I'm done with the hammering.
Okay, cool. Yeah. You was getting it in for a moment. I was like, let me just click mute when he's. It's cool though. I get it. You're busy. You're working. Take care of some stuff.
Why aren't they red anymore? I don't like that.
So, in the world of geek, let me just get this out the way, and I will make this very spoiler free. And I had something for this. Let me see if it will still work. It will, because.
What game is this that's on that we're streaming right now?
This is The Binding of Isaac.
Let me get comfortable. Go ahead.
This game is called The Binding of Isaac. It is a some people consider it a roguelite dungeon crawler. Others don't. It does have some kind of bullet hell style boss fights. But anyway, so it's randomly generated every single time. You get different every single time you play. It has its basic level layout, but it's a different experience each time. You get different items. The levels are laid out differently. all that good stuff. But yeah, essentially there is a whole storyline to it and a bunch of like back lore and everything. But you play, or the main character is this little boy named Isaac, whose mother goes from religious fanatic to
literally
delusional
insane.
Religious fanatic. And she thinks she hears God, and she's like, God's like, hey, you need to like show that you are faithful. And eventually it escalates to she thinks God tells her to kill her son. So you as Isaac find a trap door in your bedroom, and you go down into your basement in the trap door, and that's the levels you're going through. You're just going deeper and deeper until you eventually do fight your mom, and then you fight her heart, or I think a fetus, until you unlock the heart. But it has lots of biblical references. I'm playing now as a character named Azazel, but you also have Magdalene or Maggie, Judas, like a handful of other ones as well. Actually, I can exit out. This thing is great. You can exit out and just continue right where you left off. So, actually, hold on.
More games need that option.
I'm gonna let the intro play. I'm gonna let the intro play real quick, and I assume the sound isn't coming through, but I can kind of explain what's going on as it plays. But it'll go in a second. But yeah, the game is very easy to get into. It's very easy to navigate. Everything works so well on it, and it's released on like every single platform you can think of. I have it on 3DS. I have it on my Vita, PS4, Switch, PC. It's also on Xbox One. Obviously, you can play them on PS5 and the Xbox Series, and it's on the. I want to get on the Wii U. There was a physical copy that did release on the Wii U, but I never got it. I don't know if it'll start the thing. Play my intro, you stupid thing. I'm gonna have it play the intro. Hold on, because it can explain it better. And Sam, I don't think I've played the intro for you before, have I? You always
I've actually not seen the intro. I always come in. You're in the middle of playing.
Yeah. You always pop in like in the middle of me doing stuff with it. Yeah, give it a second.
I was just making sure.
I need to update. I need to update my computer because it's freaking out. Okay, is this going to display properly? Yes, okay. So you have Isaac and his mother live in a small house on the hill. And Isaac used to draw pictures and stuff on the floor, just keep himself busy, while his mom would watch religious television, right?
Okay.
And then she started hearing God one day and said, your son has become corrupted by sin. you must cleanse him. And she says, I'll do my best.
Yeah, we're doing Red Hood.
I'll do my best.
It's Red Hood Day today.
And so she takes away all of his toys. Then eventually she takes away all of his clothes. And
that is a lot of Gotham, yes. I'm just playing Red Hood.
I'm letting David say whatever he's going to say. So then God's like, that's not good enough. Your son is still corrupt. You have to do something more. So then she goes after Isaac in his room to go try and kill him. And Isaac's like, or no, that's right. She locks him in his room. That's what's going on here. And then it's like, I need to test your devotion one more time. It's the story of Isaac from the Bible, essentially. But God doesn't step in to like stay her hand before she kills him. So she goes crazy. And there's 20 endings to this game, depending on how you beat it. You can have multiple save files because you can unlock different things and all that. And like sometimes you just want to start over fresh and experience everything from the beginning. But when you first open it or start the game, not a whole lot's unlocked. You have to go through and beat the game from start to beating mom, I think 10 times before you can unlock the next part, which is the next 2 levels. And then you fight like a fetus. And then once you do that like 10 times or whatever, then it turns into mom's heart. and you eventually unlock going to heaven or hell, and then defeating either Satan or another form of Isaac. And then eventually you can unlock a dark and a light version of what's called the chest, which is a single level for both of those, or single floor for both of those. And there's other boss fights you can unlock in there as well. It's a lot.
Wow.
If you take a specific route, you can also do what's called victory laps. So it's not just you go through there and you beat it and you start over. It lets you restart with most of your items and stuff that you've gotten, most of your power-ups and everything. So it's a lot. So anyway, yeah, Binding of Isaac. It's one of my favorite games. I've been playing it since 2009. I think that's when the original came out. And then they redid it as this, and they've continued to add on more and more items and modifications that fan mods have done, and they integrate them into the game itself, which is, I love that. It's such a community built game. So I did have mods before I got this newest expansion. I had a few mods. My favorites were JoJo mods, where you get to play as like Dio. And
you get to play as any of the stands?
Yes, Dio has his own stand as like one of his items that it puts in the game. So you don't play as the stand, but he can use it as an item. Oh, and it like does like a big punch or whatever. And there's a Jotaro as well that I had. So okay, David will be right back. David is taking the dogs outside.
See, I like games that can be around that long and it's still playable and new.
Oh yeah, every single time you play, it's new.
I mean, 20 endings. That's a lot of play time just to try to get all 20.
Mm-hmm. So
and I'd try.
I just recently, despite how long I've been playing this game, I just recently got the last ending that I didn't even have on my PlayStation 4, and that's what I had the most progress on, was my PS4 save. But I just got the last ending on my Switch. So across all the platforms, I've gotten all the endings now.
Nice.
Bam. So a lot happening with that game, and we will dedicate some game nights. We got to pick like the first, I don't know, maybe the first Wednesday of every month or the last Wednesday of every month will be.
Sam, this game does have multiplayer mode as well. It's not like, it's an interesting way they do it. It's excuse me. It's whenever you play the game, some of the items you can pick up are like these little things, these little babies that follow you around, and you get to play as the baby. So if you are like player number two, I think you can do up to 4 in total. You play as one of the little babies that follows the main character around. So I did not mean to get hit by that. And there's nothing over here. Great. I got hit for nothing.
Let's see. So, it's funny. I'm looking at the hats here, and initially looking at your hat, Brad, I actually thought that was a Dragon Ball Z themed hat. David had to clarify for me that it was in fact not Dragon Ball Z themed.
My color blindness, is that red and blue?
It's orange and blue.
Orange and blue.
And see,
like a team color or something, or is there a reason? Like
that hat hurt my soul to make.
So I'm an Auburn fan.
Oh, poor thing.
Whoa! Now, hang on. Better than being an Alabama fan. But at the same time, we all know how it is with NCAA football in the South. You're raised into a cult, and that cult is your team for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And that's where I was, smack dab middle, and the number 3 team in the SEC. Well, now they're not that. Anyway, so now Dave and our friend Josh are real big Georgia fans. My ex-wife's a Georgia fan. So every year, up until probably about 4 or 5 years ago, we had a bet going on. That was if Auburn won, they had to wear an Auburn hat in their profile picture for a month. If Georgia won, I had to wear a Georgia hat in my profile picture on Facebook for a month. And it was all good and fine until we had that one year where Auburn beat Georgia, Georgia beat Auburn all in the same year. And we were just like, there goes that.
Let's see. Last year, Auburn was what, 3-5?
Oh, Auburn sucked last year. Auburn sucks this year.
Yeah, this year they're trending for the same. Actually, how many wins do they have right now?
We got like 2 wins.
I'm actually a Tech fan, but I mostly did it back in the day to dig at my dad, who was a huge Georgia fan.
Mm-hmm.
And then somewhere along the way, I actually became a Tech fan. But I'll admit, Georgia's got a better football program. Now, when it comes to basketball, Tech's got it.
Yeah, now, when it comes to the caliber of the college itself, Tech all the way.
Tech is a better college all the way around. I've partied, and when it comes to like.
We apologize to all the Athens viewers.
Wait a second. I did I spent plenty of my time in Athens, Georgia, partying it up when I was in college.
But you just opened with what I partied at Tech. Like, wait a minute.
I partied at Tech too.
You partied at Athens?
I partied at Tech. I partied at Athens. I mean,
I worked at the Papa John's by Georgia Tech. It is the busiest Papa John's in the state.
I don't doubt it. The students that go to Georgia Tech have to be probably some of the most devoted people I've ever met.
He angry. This guy angry.
They just have the caliber of college as far as academics, as far as like the standard they want to hold themselves to. Tech is better at that than Georgia, Auburn, Alabama. But then again, you get to football, and Tech ain't been good since the 90s, so we'll just leave it at
that. See, my oldest brother is a Georgia Tech alum, and a lot of my friends that I do convention stuff with are all Georgia Tech because I worked with MomoCon, and MomoCon was founded from Georgia Tech's anime club.
Nice.
How about that? It's an anime club actually getting out and doing things. And it's like, according to the charter, you have to have 2 people I think you have to have 3 people in order to make it a group. Isn't that what we learned on Jujutsu Kaisen? It can't be an official school group without having 3 people. So
there was another anime that went into that.
I know very specifically Jujutsu Kaisen, they were about to close down the David, what was the club? The Supernatural Club, the Ghost Club?
In Jujutsu Kaisen?
Yeah. That okay, so when he first
that whole school is supernatural. What you
well,
mean?
I know that, but the two people that he initially tries to save were his classmates. And it was like one of the teachers came and wanted to shut down the club that he was trying to be in.
I do not remember.
It's like
that.
You got to go back to like episode 1.
Yeah, it might
because that's why they actually that's why he got the artifact out of the little spirit.
Oh
box.
no, okay. I thought you were talking about like later on. Oh yeah, no, that was like Supernatural Club, something like that. Yeah,
they were like trying to be, they were reading ghost stories and this, that, and the other.
Like you're like 5 minutes into episode 1. That's what you're talking about.
Ghost Stories is that top tier anime right there.
Yeah.
But see, you have to have a certain number of people in order for it to be a club. So that's how that worked. And that having enough people, they turned it into not only a club but a whole convention.
It's now like
annually.
Oh God, it's
got to be what?
It has some
third largest, second.
It's got the largest gaming floor in the southeast of any convention and second largest in the country as far as the gaming floor goes, because I know that off the top of my head because David and I both work for the digital games.
Isn't this the convention that y'all were talking about 2 weeks ago?
Most likely. That's the one I
more
just,
than
I
likely.
just got,
there is another one
Dream
coming up.
DreamHack. David's going to DreamHack in
That's what it was.
November.
DreamHack.
AWA is this weekend, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't really do much with AWA anymore. But let's see.
Yeah, I feel like initially, did you want to talk a little shit about AWA just now? was that where we were going with that? We'll fuck with AWA. We MomoCon over here, bitch. Like, you know.
No, just in general, I just don't really much talk. I don't mess with them anymore. I don't really talk with them anymore.
Put up your M's. We represent MomoCon. You know, MC.
But let's see. I was trying to see. There was a thing somewhere that like read like what it is as far as the stuff. I know we had over 39,000 attendees in 2019. The wiki has an updated
999. Too many people for me.
Well, the thing is, what makes MomoCon like one of the things that makes MomoCon that much better, in my opinion, than Dragon Con or AWA, as the two like other larger conventions in Atlanta, is the fact that we are at the World Congress Center, which is a huge venue.
Yeah, it really
so
is.
it does not, even though there's a lot of people, it doesn't feel packed.
Okay.
Like
I went to Dragon Con one year and
Oh yeah, Dragon Con, because Dragon Con's stuffed in those little hotels. AWA is stuffed in that little hotel and that little like not even a convention center. It's the Galleria. Like, yeah, and they refuse to move to a larger venue. So yeah, there's let's see. Oh, there it is. In this year we had over 42,500 attendees.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
Yeah,
42,000.
42,500.
I'm good.
My anxiety's going to the roof just thinking about that number of people.
Yeah, like there's almost too many people on this call for me.
But like okay,
I will say it's kind of packed up in here.
You can
No,
ask.
that's a good thing though.
Like you can ask David. Like
it.
I'm not much of like I don't like big crowds. Like I don't like being surrounded by like a ton of people. I get like people claustrophobic. But one of the things that helps me with this, and just to get what got me into conventions in the first place, aside from my friends, was volunteering at these conventions. So, and I've worked, both David and I have worked our way up the ladder. David is the director of digital or free play gaming, yep. And I am senior director of digital gaming in general. So because of that, we have our little areas that we can go in that aren't quite as packed and only a few people can go to. So I stay in my little bubble, but I can kind of oversee stuff and make sure everything's good. And then I can go out and do whatever, like my little gremlin stuff, and then come back and like recharge. So, and like I said, the floors, like the areas are huge. Like the floors are very, very large. So even with lots and lots and lots of people over the course, and keep in mind, this is also over the course of 4 days. It doesn't seem overcrowded. It doesn't seem people claustrophobic for me.
Everybody peeks up and looks up. It's Denisha. She's on.
Hey.
Hi. All right, so Denisha, I saw your post earlier, and I saw Sam was watching. What do y'all get Black Adam? 1 out of 10. I ain't seen it yet.
Yeah, solid.
Solid 8.
All right, all right? So Shazam and Wonder Woman still stand as the best DC movies to me. Even over Man of Steel. I mean, I like Man of Steel and Batman. You know, I mean, I like all those. But Wonder Woman was amazing. Shazam was hilarious. Would you say Black Adam is on that par?
I would probably put Black Adam just over Shazam.
Wow.
Just over Shazam.
And I'm like just under. So it's very close. It's very close.
Because I'm going to have to find this movie.
I wasn't. I like Wonder Woman. I wasn't super fond of it. It's one of those movies when I went back and watched it, I was a little bit more nitpicky about some stuff, and I'm like, yeah. But Shazam, I loved. I absolutely love that movie. So,
well, Wonder Woman is a good movie. I do feel that the Wonder Woman, the praise that goes along with the Wonder Woman movie is it's so overdue that a lot of stuff gets glossed over with Wonder Woman. You can't talk negatively about the first lady of DC because it's freaking Wonder Woman. So you can't have a problem with that. I mean, because initially, you know what I'm saying, when we were coming, like if you go all the way back and if we talk about the movie that we won't even mention, where we first saw her, a lot of people had issue with Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman.
I didn't.
I mean, Gal Gadot is cool in like Fast and Furious. I am adjusting.
When she got cast, they were like, she's too skinny. She's not like buff enough to play Wonder Woman.
It's not like Linda Carter was this big.
No, she wasn't. But there again,
it's just interneters being interneters.
It is, but it's also we've kind of gone and we've adjusted to Wonder Woman being an Amazon, and we see her feats of strength. And when you have production companies, Marvel, and even some of the DC characters, you know what I'm saying? When you got Ben Affleck doing dips with like big ass chains and 45-pound weights, and then Gal Gadot, come on. No, I'm not trying to believe that she can do what she can do. Now it's magic and, you know, she's a demigod, so it's totally different and I get it. But we've become very accustomed as viewers and spoiled to some degree when we expect people to be on the Marvel diet, the superhero workout when they show up on screen.
Mm-hmm.
And she comes in and she's still very svelte. She's tall and that helps her. You know what I'm saying? Like, because she doesn't look little at all. You know, and it's not until you kind of see her around other people, you see that she kind of stands eye to eye with Henry Cavill. You know, you're like, oh, damn, she kind of tall. Mm-hmm. And of course, she's a model and she's, you know, former soldier and all that kind of stuff because it's like required where she's from. So we've gotten adjusted.
And you got to think about real life casting too, because most of these dudes in Hollywood are like 5'7", 5'8",
right,
and a lot of them are doing their scenes standing on top of milk crates and apple boxes and camera angles and all kinds of stuff.
Let's speaking on that. Let's talk about the Reacher movie with Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is 5'5", and they portray him to be a 6'2" man. Come the hell on!
No, they didn't.
Reacher series though.
The series is good. The series is good.
They better put him in some demonias.
I think I have beaten. I think I've beaten Tom Cruise as Reacher. I think I've beaten that one way too long on here.
Look, this is my first time in here. I had to put my 2 cents in about it. I'm just saying.
The Reacher series. What was he? He was in a college show. It was a comedy.
Blue Mountain State.
Yes.
He was also in Titans as Hawk.
Yep.
Yes.
So
he was also Aquaman in Smallville.
Smallville.
Yep. So real quick.
Much younger.
Yeah, forgot about that.
So I am so happy. I have one of my favorite items that I don't get very often in here that's shown up in a devil room with a devil deal. It's this one right here. This is called Brimstone, and it costs 2 of these like blue soul hearts and 1 red heart, which I have no problem giving up for this. So okay, this is my current attack. Let me show you this. That's it, right?
The little
yeah. I
laser
like
whip thing.
I shoot like blood, right?
Oh.
So like yeah, it's blood. That's
okay.
So with normal Isaac, or like with the other characters, it's tears. You shoot like little teardrops at people. With Azazel, it's blood, and he can also fly, which is why this is the character you play if you're bitch made like me. So he also starts off with more damage. So you can see this little stat right here. It's the 3rd stat down. It's a 7.79. That's my damage currently. For Azazel, it usually starts off around 5, I think. Anyway, so watch what happens when I take this. So
Brimstone.
So I have the longest reach ever with this, and it's fantastic.
Oh shit!
And I love it. So
that's
Yeah.
funny. We're all like waiting on something to happen, or like, why do we care? And then, okay, yeah, I get it.
That's kind of the whole. That's
So
kind of
you
the
can
whole
just
thing
shoot
with
from across the screen.
Oh yeah. So that's the thing. That's the thing with Azazel. Like, okay, you are more powerful to start off with than the other characters, but you don't start off with any red hearts. You start off with 3 of these black hearts in the top left-hand corner, and on top of it, like, you can fly, but like, you don't have a long reach, so you have to be comfortable with like getting really close to enemies, and you might get hit. So the reason why the black hearts are significant is that only the red hearts can be like refilled by picking up more red hearts. So they have red heart containers, but like the other ones, once they're gone, they're gone. You have to get more of them just in general, and they're not as common sometimes as the red hearts. But yeah, so getting this breaks the game. And the fact that, or it's pretty much like guaranteed win unless I do something that really screws up my damage stat. But yeah, so this is going to be smooth sailing the rest of this run, unless I do something stupid, which I have before.
Let me just stay in the corner, avoid all damage, and
Yeah,
you from the other side of the screen.
Pretty much. I've broken this game in some crazy ways before. For instance, I love getting an item called Nod Leaf, and with Nod Leaf, what happens? It's a throwback to like Mario or whatever. Like, you know how Mario can turn into like a little statue thing. So the leaf obviously is a thing for like the raccoon suit, or the Tanuki suit, but it kind of combines the stone thing and the Tanuki thing. So whenever you stand still after you get that item, you just turn to stone and nothing can hit you. But if you get items like flies that kind of fly around you, or other things that do damage while you just exist, you can literally go into a room and just stand there and not take damage and have your minions just kill everything for you. And you can win the whole game that way.
Yeah, that's cheese right there.
So
that's cheese.
Because watch here.
Hey,
I just
Mark
stand
the
back
Beat.
here.
What's going on, man?
And just kill everything. I love my brimstone.
Damn.
So
Almost like
Jeffrey,
cheating.
what you sketching on? Because I can tell that you're being quiet. You're working on something.
Well, you know, he got a whole comic book to put out. So.
Yeah. I'm waiting for that comic book.
Yeah,
Oh, I got a
I'm working
Beyblade.
on
What
a
is
cover.
Is this
I'm
the
just working
variant
on a
cover I asked for?
Nope. It's a cover for another project that he's like pitching. So just doing like he kind of has like an idea, pitch deck, and then I'm just drawing up like a cover to go with it.
Okay. What about you, Denisha? What you been up to?
Just rolling around. For those of you who do not
Also,
know,
would love to get back to the black.
I'm in a cast and a boot. I broke my ankle on both sides and fractured my knee, and my other ankle was sprained. And I did this when I was walking my 9-pound Chihuahua. So.
I don't know what you did to piss me off, but that sounds intentional.
So I've been in a wheelchair. Yeah.
So what you're saying is that we should never, David and I should never walk our Chihuahuas.
Yeah, pretty much. No, I was doing the right thing. I was picking up his poop because I'm one of those people, like, I hate when people don't pick up their dog shit. Especially when you're not like in a dog park, like where you're just walking wherever and it's whatever. But I was up on a hill and he was ready to go, like he was doing a drop and run. And I had on slides. And so when he pulled me, I kind of just like turned and rolled down the hill and off the curb. So I was in the hospital for a couple of days and had surgery and all of that. So pretty much what I'm trying to say, I've been up to nothing, nothing much. just that. So
what do you think about all these new Batman announcements of these spinoffs and all these like Rogue Gallery stuff?
I'm to the point now, like I don't care about anything until it's actually coming out.
That's fair.
Right. I had a whole Batgirl movie.
I have fatigue from coming. Like, it's, something is coming. This is going to happen. Like, I am
But say, wait, that's the wrong show.
I know.
Yeah, I was like,
that's a whole different channel.
That is, you know what? Damn it. Somebody quick. Time. 59 minutes.
Well, I mean, you know, if you can't go or do anything else, I mean,
yeah. Well, there is.
There you go. There you go.
But I'm definitely I'm tired, and so I can't get excited until it's like this is coming out on this day and it's been released, and so I just kind of not caring. I'm not listening because I don't care.
I'm at least hopeful. At least they made the announcement for once instead of like, oh, here we're going to show his parents die again.
Yeah. Like,
can we go back to the Black Adam combo when y'all get a chance?
Yeah, like I was super excited about Blade, and now it's just like, I guess not. Just Blade, no. So
yeah. I mean, honestly, I think, and I'm going to segue this for Jeff because he specifically asked to get back to the Black Adam conversation. I think I'm very curious to see how it's going to work with James Gunn and who's the other guy? Nada.
For the new DC universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like Black Adam is a good reboot / restart for the DCU?
I think so, yeah. I do.
I know they feature Hawkman and some of the other people that we haven't seen anything on.
I like it because I think if you're like not really into the comics or into the backstory, it's gonna make you want to learn more. And so I'm happy anytime that can happen. Like, yeah, you have fans that already know, oh yeah, this is Black Adam and this is where he came from and this, but there's a lot of us that did not know. Like I know actually more about the Marvel universe than I do about DC. Like I just, it's like it's Batman, it's the Justice League, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So it's giving me an opportunity to like really become a fan of DC and start digging and learning and go, oh, who's that? And like, cause I was like, I had no idea Hawkman was like such a badass. Like, come on, so I think it's a good jumping point for sure.
Okay. All right.
And it washes away a lot of that other crap that we've seen. It really does. You're just like, okay, this is fresh, this is new.
So I think one of the things that they did very successfully in this film is they treat the viewer like someone who came to see a superhero movie. And they let you enjoy a superhero movie.
Oh, it was action-packed for sure.
And they don't have to we managed to get a story, action, a little bit of an origin. And they finally did what I've asked for everyone to do. Do the origin and a fucking flashback. You don't need to spend unless there is something very significant about that character's origin. Doesn't matter.
And this one was revealed in a way that made sense. Like it, unlike other DC movies, it wasn't disjointed. Like it followed a path and expect you to be super smart. It was just a good movie to enjoy, and it was definitely like you don't have to wait for action at all.
Yeah.
So
it's a lot of fun, popcorn flick,
a
lot of action, and surprisingly enough, and this is going to sound really weird, it's a much more fitting role for the supporting cast, and I think they actually, the movie is Black Adam, but he is. I don't know. The Rock is gonna rock. Like he's gonna be the Rock in a movie.
But is he gonna roll?
And occasionally he's gonna roll. But this is one of those. This is one of those instances where it's like, it's almost like he didn't have to do a lot, and it worked. So all the heavy lifting was done by the supporting cast.
Oh yeah, because I'm sure if you looked at the script, he might have. I'm like, how many lines?
I promise you, there was only 15 lines.
Yeah.
His job this entire movie, and this is kudos to him for writing this in the way he did, because my man had 20 words the whole movie. 10 of them was in the last 5 minutes, and this shit worked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was, but it's.
Give me a rating out of 10. How good was Black Adam for you?
Okay,
Got somebody. Yeah, sorry.
He's got a viewer. No.
No, you're fine. I think we both said 8. A solid 8.
Yeah.
Somebody in my chat is like, the movie is about drive. It's about power.
But you know what? Like
Backlog, I love you.
Yeah,
I love you, bro. You're great.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, we really got to see other characters highlighted, and I don't want to ruin too much in case I want to try to keep it spoiler free. But like, after seeing this, I would absolutely go and watch an entire Dr. Fate movie.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's
I would legit. After seeing what I see, I expect a JSA movie.
Good.
I need more from like they started off a little something. They planted a couple of seeds. Mm-hmm. If they don't flower, it's fine because I can take what I saw, and as Jeff is like really trained me and conditioned me to do now, I can take what I saw on screen. It was explained, it made sense, and I'm good with that. If you don't ever do anything else, we good. But if you do another movie, I'm gonna be looking for that. And I don't think they have to go and change a whole lot of stuff. Now, what I really liked was they found a way to incorporate this being same universe, but you could tell it was still different. Mm-hmm. And so it's like it makes it. You don't find yourself asking like, "Well, wait a minute. Mm-mm. Why did? Mm-hmm. How come?"
Yep.
Because, you know, like that was the biggest issue. I think that was one of the biggest problems we had when we went to go see Eternals was like, well, where was y'all at when Thanos showed up?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And now you have to like really break down who the Eternals are, why they couldn't intervene. It's like I need 30 minutes of disposition.
And you don't care.
Right. I need 30 minutes of disposition to justify why we did what we did, only for it to not really matter anyway.
And that's why I said this is a good jumping off point because it's familiar, but it's fresh. You know, you really are just focused on this particular movie. You're not thinking about all these other things like Sam said.
I did.
So y'all got me. I was gonna watch it anyway, being a geek and being on the show and all that kind of stuff. Like it's required watching. But now I'm actually excited to see this movie.
Yeah, it absolutely deserves all of the high marks and high praise that it's getting. It was
paced well. I have like one little nitpicky thing that happened. I was like, but the pacing was fine. The comedic parts were good. You get a little chuckle. It's not as funny as Shazam, but it's not meant to be, right? Like the moments that are funny and we move on quickly. Like it's you know what I mean? It's not a comedy. It's not supposed to be, but there are some little lighthearted moments that happen and some comic relief, but not so much where the movie seems silly. So it was very enjoyable to watch.
Yeah,
for sure.
Good.
I got a question. So Sam, I like that you brought up wanting to see a JSA movie, and I think I've had a lot of conversations with people about how we've all talked about DC skipping steps, right? Do you think the DC fan is going to be patient enough to go through JSA to get to Justice League, or do you fear with like all the hype around special appearances and it being in the same universe, do you fear they're gonna like skip steps again? Because like now they're like making announcements like the core four of the DCEU is going to be Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman. And a lot of people were just like, huh? And it's like, fine if you want to do that in the movies, but you're going to have to really sell us on why Aquaman is like your core four guy. Because the real reason is because Ezra Miller just can't get right. and they're going to have to figure out eventually what they're going to do with that Flash movie.
But let me say this:
Do I sense a Flashpoint paradox?
I mean, a little bit, because here's the funny thing.
Guys, I got to get out of here. My battery's about dead, but I'll try to hop back in on the laptop.
Okay, cool. We're here. Send me a message if you need another link, or if you can find it, it should be in this chat.
Okay, sounds good.
You would actually. Okay, so one of the things that Marvel did that was very successful for Marvel was they took somewhat obscure characters and found a way to make them interesting.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy. I had never heard of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Shit, Iron Man.
I mean, Iron Man was at least someone that I was familiar with.
Nope.
I knew,
but Iron Man wasn't popping like that until
no, Iron Man wasn't top tier.
Iron Man didn't know if he was getting in the club.
Right.
He wasn't walking up to the bouncer. When that movie came out, Iron Man was in line.
Iron Man was absolutely calling, like, no, I know the guy. Call him. Like, well, what's his number? I don't have my phone. That's where Iron Man was. Like, he probably did have the number, but that phone was broken. It's got a cracked screen, and he got the money to get it fixed. But it was like Iron Man, Thor, the Avengers as a whole was something you knew about. You knew, like, because hell, everybody has been an Avenger at some point. You know what I'm saying? And if you have the mutant gene, your ass has been an X-Men at some point. And
sometimes both.
Right. At the same time, you know what I'm saying? Because if you like Wolverine or Spider-Man, you just do what you want to do inside Marvel, you know? Yeah. But you had certain characters who were just completely random. When I tell you I had never heard of Guardians of the Galaxy, I knew Iron Man, Tony Stark. I knew Thor Odinson and who he was. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew those characters at least. Star-Lord. Who? You know what I'm saying? When he was like, come on, man, Star-Lord? Like, nah, bro, I ain't never heard of you. Not ever. What? Gamora. Who? Gamora. What did that? Maybe. Oh, that was the girl from... No, Nebula was the one that I knew because I knew her from Infinity Saga. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the name that I was familiar with. Gamora. So, DC has an opportunity because, straight up, they have not taken full advantage of the names and properties that they had.
You knew what I was talking about.
They would do really well to, like, they kind of they made it a point to name drop some people, and it wasn't so much about cameos. Like, the people that you see are the people that you see, and they did a lot of cute little things and this was, I think, the way that they connected the movies. It wasn't so much about, like, Wonder Woman wasn't in the movie, but there was a Wonder Woman poster. There was a Batman poster. Mm-hmm. There was Superman poster. There were comic books. And so it showed that these people do exist. And the term superhero is known. Mm-hmm. So when you have a new character come onto the screen, we don't need to explain what a superhero is because it's a Black Adam origin story. We don't have to do that. We're going to treat the audience member like they have some sense.
Is that Mike Hope with the raid? Hey, well, I appreciate you, man. That's my guy right there. What's going on, man? I actually talk to you in a minute, man. What's good with you?
You got the raid happening over there.
Yes, sir.
Which is on his, actually, let's, boom, we'll bring that up. So a raid is when you are already streaming and somebody brings their viewers into your show, right?
Yes. My homie Mike Hope done finished up his stream, I assume, and he's just blessed me with his community. So I really do appreciate that. I really do.
Let me get on the chat real quick and share this link.
I've got one viewer.
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. How's the new Call of Duty?
Oh, that midnight is tomorrow. That midnight launch is tomorrow or sometime coming up here soon.
Yeah, I assume there's early access happening right now.
That would make sense. But no, I think the character that we saw, Hawkman, Dr. Fate, the way those characters were handled in this movie, it absolutely would work to do a movie of the JSA, because clearly the JSA is not the Justice League. Mm-mm. And I feel like I don't think the Justice League ever called themselves the Justice League. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was just the title of the movie, but it just happened to be a group of heroes who got together to resolve an issue. Because even in the comics and in the cartoons, you know what I'm saying? Like, they had to agree that they were going to get together more than once and form a league, and then the Watchtower got built and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They went through this whole process. But in the Justice League movie, it was just like, hey, help us, we need to go do this thing. But there was no indication that after that thing was done that these folks were going to continue hanging out. Whereas the JSA has been going on missions for a while.
Yeah.
And they, at this point in the game, the people that are going to see Black Adam, I feel, are the same people who have probably seen 10 to 15 of the Marvel movies.
Somebody just asked in my chat. Actually, oh, you got it pulled up. Actually, somebody just asked in my chat. Weren't the Watchmen part of the JSA?
So, not the JSA, the Watchmen.
Weren't they like the Justice Guild?
We're gonna break out the book real quick.
Oh boy, Professor Sam.
Should know Sam.
Yeah, don't know what you
Well,
started.
while Sam looks that up, Jeff, I think that
I was just gonna find the name of the group that they
people will get behind it. The DC people will get behind it if they follow the same formula that Marvel did, right? Because like Sam was saying, like you knew Iron Man, but not really. And it's about getting us excited about characters that we might not really know about. So like, yeah, we're excited about Black Adam, and they're sprinkling things in there that are familiar and you can get excited. Because you have to think, by the time Marvel really started showing us people that, like that we really knew, it was a couple movies in, we were already excited about all these other characters. And then they were like, oh, well, hey, here's somebody you know. And so if they follow that formula, I think that people will be happy to get behind it, especially if they find these pockets where we don't have any superhero movies out right now. I mean, you just have a community of us that's gonna go see it regardless. Like, what I mean? Right. It's a superhero movie. We need something. We're itching. She-Hulk, whatever. So,
Which, personally, I think part of DC's problem is not necessarily horrible movies or horrible casting, but the fact that Superman has been on the screen for how many years? Batman has been on screen for how many years? People are sick of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it's like they keep rehashing the same character.
Unfortunately, the next 10-year plan that they have, unless it changes, because we got some new people in place, but the next 10-year plan was more Batman, more Superman, more of the same. So even though we have an opportunity to like really switch it up and do some new stuff, they was about to do more of the same. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I got a question for you. I got a question. What would you do like your next 5 movies for DC after seeing Black Adam? What would your next 5 movies for DC be?
Good question.
What's my timetable?
5 movies over the next 3 to 4 years.
That's 1 to 2 movies a year. So
okay, for that. Oh wait a minute. Okay, let me.
You gotta do Dr. Fate.
I was about to say we doing a Hawkman movie. We doing a Dr. Fate movie. We are going to go ahead and get the next Superman movie out.
Of course.
Man. Oh, I'm super stoked about Man of Steel too. I ain't gonna lie.
No. And Denisha, think about it now. You know exactly why that has to come out.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, we saw the Instagram post. We saw the chest.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's also that's also building up to something else.
Yeah.
And let's see. So if we got, and see, like with Hawkman, you can introduce some other characters depending on like where it is at that time, because they mention a few things. They talk about the nth metal, which of course is just going to be all the Thanagarians. You can have that whole bit. That would actually allow you to have a whole separate conversation about Fourth World, and you can introduce the new gods and all of that with New Genesis and Apocalypse. You can reintroduce some of the things that have been touched on through that movie.
5 movies, Sam. 5 movies.
Hawkman, Dr.
You're on
Fate.
3.
Man of Steel 2.
Boo.
Because Sam
I
was
want
about
to
to
finish
go deep
up.
into the theology.
I want to finish up the.
I had to grab you before you fell in the well, brother.
I want to finish up the Batman.
That's
so
four.
I would do that second movie, and
So you're connecting Robert Pattinson's Batman?
Or
no, that one's.
That's
I
a
mean,
reach.
that one's good. No. I would let that continue
Somewhere.
in its own separate universe.
See, and that's the problem for me right now with DC.
That's standalone.
So many of their properties, Stargirl, Titans, the movies, they're not connected. If they want to make a Marvel universe, I need more continuity.
Yeah.
Because when you go back and you watch animated DC stuff, there's so much to choose from. And it is so much better than the live action stuff.
Oh.
And
True, but not all of that has. But see, all of that doesn't have the continuity. And even if and this is just one of those like gatekeeping comments, but even when you read the comic books, they don't always have the same continuity because you got 5 different issues or like current issues of Batman. You know what I'm saying? 3 different current issues.
Put it like this. Let's ignore the Batman, Joker, all the Elseworld tales. Let's ignore anything like that. Your next 5 movies that's gonna be DCEU built off of Black Adam. So we got Dr. Fate, we got Hawkman, and we got Superman 2 or Man of Steel 2. So you got 2 more movies.
Those are connected. Building towards something. We got 2 more. Janisha, you got anything to weigh in on since you've seen Black Adam?
This can be characters they haven't introduced yet. This could be some side character that like
Green Lantern.
You introduce him for the first time. Okay.
A good Green Lantern. Okay.
If that's the case, then we can bring in a Green Lantern.
What you think?
And I guess honestly, I would even,
no.
Because see, the thing is, you can. Okay, hold on. Let me just answer the question. Everybody else want to chip in while I'm thinking. I mean, it's a talk show. Y'all don't want me to talk, but I get it. I get it though.
I need it from.
Well, he's still waiting on his answer.
I get that. I'm trying to come up with the 5th movie because honestly, that's going to be, if I'm DC studio head, then I'm like, okay, do this, do that, and I'm greenlighting this stuff automatically. But if I'm trying to now build this connected universe separately based off of what I'm seeing from Black Adam, yeah, that is actually going to be a little different. The characters that we know are there: Cyclone, Atom Smasher. Are they ready for their own movie? Maybe not. No. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely not.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Martian Manhunter movie, though. No.
He didn't even make the cut in the first one.
You can introduce whatever DC characters you want to introduce. You can treat JSA like Guardians of the Galaxy. Just keep them all together in one movie if you want. You don't have to necessarily greenlight spinoffs with people who did good in that movie.
And I absolutely understand that. But when I said that with Hawkman, y'all, it was like, wait, bring it back. No, Hawkman is the avenue that you can branch out and bring other stuff in.
I know, but you wasn't saying movies. You was describing Thanagaria and what you like. You was going into synopsis so deep on the Hawkman movie. I was like, we don't get it. If we don't get you out, you're gonna be stuck on Hawkman.
I'm explaining. Okay, so if you bring Hawkman,
metal and not
you get to bring in.
I just wanted the 5 movies first, and then we can go into.
If you're talking Hawkman, if you do a Hawkman movie, you can bring in Hawk Girl. That's a character that you can introduce through the Hawkman movie. As a result,
are you doing a Hawk Girl movie after that?
No.
Don't necessarily need to.
Movie 4 and 5.
You know my vote, Sam?
Well, I gave you movie 4 as Green Lantern. So then movie 5 would be kind of depends on what happens in the Superman movie. No, not another Superman movie. It depends on what happens in the next Superman movie.
You can't have Man of Steel 3 and 4 as 2 of your movie picks, Sam. I'm a Superman fan, but even I gotta be like, nah, that don't work, bro.
Look, you can either listen to what I said or just let Jeff put words in my mouth. It's your call. Because that is not what I said. I said,
hey, my way is the more fun show.
It depends on what happens in the Superman movie as to determine how we're going to combine these characters, how we're going to put this person with that person, how the certain story elements get connected. Because if you bring Superman back, you can automatically take Wonder Woman and Batman and put them in that movie. You don't have to do an individual standalone movie. Maybe you don't do it the way they did it the last go round, but you can have those people in there and keep them relevant, make it all connected through that movie. So, do we need to do a whole Batman movie by himself? Well, that gets into the continuity issue you have, Miller. If we got two different Batmans floating around, nope, let this Batman stay over here and do something separate there. For this story, I'm doing a Dr. Fate movie. We can introduce a couple of characters from that because they've done many missions together in the past.
Yeah, you got Zatanna, you got a whole bunch of people you can introduce there.
If you do a Hawkman movie, you can go off world. There's a lot of characters you can bring in right there.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
We get our next Superman movie.
I got one for you to think about.
Green Lantern also takes us off planet, gives us options for different people. So that last movie might be a way to incorporate. Maybe that is your JSA movie.
I would love a Constantine movie.
4 movies to get us to an initial JSA movie. You got a couple of solos, a couple of features, and then you have a group movie. So JSA is the 5th movie.
I'll tell you my secret little hope is I want to see a Blue Beetle movie and a Firestorm movie. Firestorm has been one of my favorite characters from back in the day. It's one of the few comics I actually read besides Superman comics.
Only Batman movie I want to see is like Batman Beyond.
Yes.
By Michael Keaton still.
Could do a Batman Beyond.
I'm having like a conversation.
Batman Beyond brings that continuity.
I would love a Constantine movie. Like a real.
Well, I mean, they're doing Constantine too with Keanu Reeves, so
yeah, but I don't know how much they're going to tie it into.
They're going to have to at this point. The DCU is a thing. When Constantine 1 came out, it was not a thing. So they at least need to make a nod towards the DCU universe. Cameos, post-credit scene, supporting characters. They need to do something in Constantine 2 with Keanu Reeves where somebody at least drops in, helps out, calls him, shows up, something. Whether it's post-credits or towards the end of the movie, something.
DC has a get out of jail free card with the Elseworlds Tale thing.
If we take the Zatanna angle from you mentioned a moment ago, if we do the Dr. Fate movie, we bring in Zatanna there. Zatanna is the person that connects Constantine when we do the next Constantine movie, which shows that exists in the same world, if you will.
Okay, I'll give you that. A cameo by her in both movies would tie it together.
She could actually be in the Dr. Fate movie, but her cameo in the Constantine movie, that's how you connect that to say that it's in the same world, same universe. And he can make a couple of lines and you put some Batman posters on some kid's wall that he has to perform an exorcist. And now we know that these people exist in that location. Because they just did it and it worked really, really well. Name drop a little bit, show a few things. You got it there. So Denisha, you got 5?
Name starts with a K, right?
What the who?
Sorry, I was still having the little boy with the cat.
Oh, the Chaos Lord?
Clarion?
There he goes.
Yeah.
You know what? Again,
comic stuff.
Your Dr. Fate movie.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to cameo a hero. You can cameo a villain.
Yeah.
And tie together just as well.
Clarion's your main villain in the Dr. Fate movie.
Yeah,
but he can also go up against Constantine too. So
yeah,
he could be a returning villain, the way they did.
I would like to see a returning villain.
Yes, that is a problem that both DC and Marvel suffer from. Is a lot of their villains are one-offs.
Oh, you're right, Jeff. That would be
Clarion would be a good Loki substitute. If if people just got over the fact that like it is pretty much a direct copy, but it's also like I don't care. Like,
but he has
copy it.
cat.
Just make a good movie.
Oh wow. Okay.
The cat is what makes it different.
The cat ties it all together.
True that.
It's different. It's so different. Like Dr. Fate is not at all like Doctor Strange. Like not at all. It's completely different.
Completely.
Yeah.
Because that was because
he has a helmet.
Ninja clone. That was a ninja clone jutsu. That's what that was. That's what was happening. And even some of the comments, like, yeah, I made my automatic comparisons.
I'm gonna give mine. Even though I haven't seen Black Adam.
I know
just based off the
that's why you asked the question, so you can give.
I was gonna say, what are your 5, Jeffrey?
Jeff got a whole separate plan for the DCEU. It doesn't even matter what's out, what's coming.
My DCU plan would be burning it all down. But if we're gonna start from here, I would definitely do like a Hawkman movie first. That way I can get Hawk Girl in there. I need her in there off rip. Like, I need everybody to know we serious. We not joking around about getting the Justice League. So every movie I do, I got to bring in somebody like that's for real. Okay. Next movie,
we got a Watchtower.
Green Lantern.
Okay.
Nah, go ahead. I said we got a Watchtower in 4 movies.
Next movie, we got Green Lantern, but cameo. Oliver Queen is his homeboy. Double cameo, Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
Double cameo.
But we don't see Batman. We just see Bruce Wayne, and Bruce Wayne just out here doing his thing. Because Bruce Wayne, we talked about this on another show, but I'm gonna use Bruce Wayne as my Nick Fury, where he's just showing up as Bruce Wayne. Nobody know who he is, but he's just in the background. It's like it's not weird for Bruce Wayne to be here. He's rich, but we know it's weird for Bruce Wayne to be here because we know why he's really here.
And having Oliver Queen in there would make sense with Bruce Wayne being there.
Exactly. That's why I got to bring Oliver Queen in because
it would also make sense for Carter Hall to be there.
True that.
So you
right,
justify
so I'll be there.
Hawkman, Green Lantern. What's the third?
My third movie, I'm going completely left field. Booster Gold.
And see, I almost mentioned him earlier.
Okay.
Because that introduces time travel.
One, it introduces time travel. 2, it introduces the idea of the separation between the superheroes and the quote unquote common man, and how over time like people are trying to like figure out how to like close that gap. Like that's on some like Lex Luthor stuff. You know what I mean? Then in my next movie, we gotta go somewhere in like outer space. What movie I'm on 4? All right. Well, 4.
I mean, honestly, if you did a Green Lantern, so your first one was Hawkman.
My first was Green Lantern. Second was Green Lantern.
Third is Gold. Green Lantern takes you out of space.
It does.
Nah,
you have to.
No, I know. I wanted to go back, but here's what I'm gonna do. Actually, that's different.
That's what the Arrowverse, right?
We're going to Dakota City, and we're gonna start the Dakota verse. Movie number 4. Icon and Rocket.
Okay.
I know everybody thought I was gonna go Static Shock first.
I did,
but I think
absolutely did.
I think it makes more sense to have, and then I'm gonna end that movie with The Big Bang. Movie 5, Static Shock. So now we not locked into like no DCEU story where we gotta pay this off and that and blah blah blah. We can go to outer space, we can go to the hood, and anywhere in between.
But is all of that connected as a result of the 5 movies?
Yes. connected only in that it's in the same universe, but I haven't really started tying people's storylines together. I got to see on-screen chemistry.
Like,
I got to figure out, who action figures selling before I start talking about giving people big parts in Phase 3.
Okay.
Which,
well, let's say perfect world.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry, Sam, but I'd be more interested in Jeff's list than yours.
Well, that's not why we did this.
I think
they're both good lists in their own right.
Both lists.
No, I'm like hell. He said I kind of rocked it. I was like loving that idea, and Static Shock, of course.
But of course, any modifications or additions since you've seen Black
Adam. What are we doing about?
I'm getting to JSA.
The Arrowverse, then,
so.
Like, what are we doing?
The Arrowverse to me is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It is Netflix Marvel.
Yeah.
It's there, it exists, but like those characters, they are
round out and flesh out, but it can't really stand on its own.
Well, no, I mean, those characters are definitely in a different universe. That's not the same universe as the DCEU. And the only reason it even had the canonical tie-in was when Ezra Miller cameoed on The Flash.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, that was as a result of interdimensional travel, which made it clear that this was a different universe. So Arrowverse gets to stand on its own strength because I'm kind of thinking like, granted, there wasn't too many things that were like just that big. And by the time, like looking at how long it took for them to get a Superman in that universe, they had a Supergirl, which means they had to have the option for a Superman, but it took them a very long time.
They actually had to consolidate universes to get Supergirl in that universe because originally she was in a different universe than the rest of the Arrowverse characters, the CBS universe.
Correct. And once they did it moved over to the CW and all of that, because even like, you know, it's weird when you have these things like, oh, here's Batwoman, but there's no Batman. You know what I'm saying? Like at least in Titans, they explained, okay, he lost his marbles. He ain't with it no more. Now he's dead. He's gone. Like Batman ain't there.
No, they explained it in Batwoman too. He was like missing or like
he disappeared.
He was like missing and presumed
wait. They explained it. He's missing.
He's missing and presumed dead.
So that's the explanation. He's missing.
Hell yeah, that's the explanation. You know, they gotta leave themselves that out for him to come back one day.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And I get that, but that is
all
exactly
I have to say
my
is that is a valid excuse if you look at one of the previous Dark Knights.
Also, didn't he just disappear when he became a grown man and go learn how to be a ninja? Like he was missing that whole time too. He wasn't writing home the outfit. Bruce Wayne disappeared.
Everybody, hold on. Pause. Coming to the stream right now, Roberto. What's going on?
Uh-oh. What?
Hola.
Oh,
let's talk about it.
I know why you do. You just wanted me to shut up. I get it.
You know what? Yeah. Stop. Whatever. So
can it be both things? Can I not miss my gag crew and want you to shut up?
It
can be both.
There you go.
This is America, okay? Damn it.
So currently, were you listening before you dropped in? Do you know where we are right now?
I literally just got out of the job and got in the car and was like, hey, I'm gonna join the group.
And then lo and behold, you picked the right night to join. So the current conversation, Denise and I have both seen Black Adam, and we were, gave some quick little spoiler free. Both rated it an 8. We ranked it. It's just above. It's just above Shazam and just below Shazam. I said it was just above Shazam. She says it's just below Shazam. We both agree Wonder Woman is slightly overrated.
Which one?
Now we're discussing
Wonder Woman.
Look,
we don't. I
Wonder Woman.
Talk about two. So.
Okay. I was just making sure.
Wonder Woman. I don't know what y'all are talking about currently. I was talking about Wonder Woman.
Okay, because I was just making sure that we were like not acknowledging the other one that came out.
Again, I am talking about Wonder Woman. I'm still confused.
Okay, thank you.
Now,
there is no Wonder Woman 84 in Bond Sing Se. I get it.
Yes, that it is not here in the 616. So, we're now looking at what our next movies would be, and looking at some of the strong performances from some of the supporting cast. And I was a big fan of Dr. Fate in the movie. I was a big fan of Hawkman in the movie. The other people who were there, they supported and did what they needed to do. Even the humans, you know what I'm saying? The humans were good, gave us a little bit of comic relief at times. I mean, because like you got all these superheroes and then you got regular people running around. So it's like, because I mean, and I don't say, actually, I do say that to be funny, because you have people in the movies like Lois Lane who aren't always helping the overall movie.
She took no what is it?
Like just a basic self-defense class.
Self-defense course. Like, can you get a gun or something, bro? What the hell?
Or a mace.
But the thing that gets me is like, they make it such a big point to say that her father is General Sam Lane and she's an army brat. She ain't packing. She got her permit. She ain't carry it. This don't make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Lois Lane should not be getting kidnapped the way she get kidnapped. And the problem with that, okay, see that's going into a whole other thing. But
I mean, Justice League Unlimited, Lois Lane was punching people in the face left and right. So I'm not sure why we can't get some of that in like live action stuff. But I don't know. Maybe that's asking too much.
I'm on record about the disrespect the DCU showed to the Lois Lane character. Like the way they, I mean, for lack of a better term, castrated that character is just. I know Margot Kidder was rolling over because I don't know what all this begging and crying and whimpering Amy Adams was doing, but that was not it.
Yeah, even Terry Hatcher used to be like throwing some bows in there.
In the show, yeah.
Yeah, Terry Hatcher. Terry Hatcher was spectacular on Lois and Clark. Forgive me.
That was the most deviant giggle before.
Right.
He was like, Terry Hatcher.
Forgive me for that joke.
Yes.
But yeah, forgive me for that joke. But I mean, again, they did the justice a little bit more. They did the character a little bit more justice, and they really tried with Superman and Lois. I just don't think I like that actress. I think that could really be my problem, because when I'm watching this new show, Tyler Hoechlin is great as Superman, surprisingly. Like, he's believable as Clark Kent. The suit or whatever, you know.
Oh, there's a Superman show out? I didn't know.
I mean, it's, you know, I watch it right before that Batman show that I don't watch. But
talking about the prequel for the Butler.
Pennyworth, come on, man. Why the hell?
Yeah.
Like, that didn't make no sense.
I have not even begun to click on that. Like, it's not even.
They did okay. Like, I was cool when they did Gotham, because Gotham was dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, Gotham actually kind of stood out as a reimagining of this world. And I was like, okay, I see what they're doing here, and introducing certain characters, and they're younger. Because I'm thinking, like, you know, later on, it's like, it ain't gonna make sense for Bruce Wayne to be like 30 and Scarecrow be like 55. Like, I don't really see that fight taking place. Like,
well, if he puts his mask on, it doesn't matter.
Right, because then it's, you know, and that and the fear toxin, you know, you think he's a lot bigger than he is. So it's totally different. We're gonna pull Linda's stream back up a little bit because it looks like she was having a boss fight.
I'm actually on my first victory lap now.
She is a big floating head.
I am, and also this is my, those are my tears now. That's my weapon.
She has mice following her. Is that
those
one of the flies?
Those are spiders and flies. So I got
and a slug with a knife. That's dope.
Oh, I thought that was a piece of shit.
No, the slug is a leech actually,
Okay,
and
I
I'm
see the
carrying a
teeth in the
knife.
front there.
The knife is floating along with me. But no, I got an item called Infestation 2, which is what spawns the spiders. And I have two little sentient spiders that do their own thing. The
Is that the
one
one with the little?
Oh, the little antenna.
the one with the little antenna. He tells me the HP amount for the enemies in the room. I also got my favorite transformation, which if you collect certain items, you can get transformations for your characters, and that'll do certain things for you. Some of them are more aesthetic than anything else, but my favorite one is the Guppy transformation. Guppy is the name of Isaac's cat, who is dead. But I mean, Isaac's technically dead too. Spoiler alert. But anyway, so if you collect enough Guppy items, at least 3 Guppy items, you get to transform into Guppy, and that lets you fly, which I can already fly anyway. But whenever you do damage to enemies, it spawns these blue flies, which do a lot of damage. So yeah, I've got kind of double trouble here with the spiders and the flies.
So all you need to do now is turn to stone, walk in a room, and just like murk everything.
Well, no, because whenever the flies get used up when they hit an enemy, so I have to keep doing damage to spawn more flies.
But the spiders do damage, and the spiders will make stuff die, which will get you more flies, and the flies run into things.
No, because it has to be killed from my tears for the flies to spawn, because they spawn from me.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep. I was looking for hacks, and I thought we might have had some hacks. All right, cool. So we got a full house. Let's see. So Brad, we're calling on you because you're here.
What's up?
We will. Let me play with this for just a second there. Boom. And we're gonna. Nope, wrong thing. We're gonna click that. Nope, still didn't get it. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Yep. Putting you front and center, buddy. Spotlight. All right. Spotlight on you.
Brad, I just want you to know that mustache is a 17 on a 1 to 5 scale, sir.
It is very pristine.
I mean, that was the very first thing I said.
Majestic mustache, sir.
Right, that was the very first thing I said. Look at him with the thick fullness of the mustache. All right. So you've been kind of hearing what we're talking about here as far as the different characters, and we're not going to get it. Well, are you DC or Marvel? Doesn't matter. You like comics, you like movies. Do you have any thoughts and opinions on movie structure? Is there? Well, first, have you seen Black Adam?
No, I have not.
Okay, so we won't put you on spot for Black Adam.
No, that's fine. Let's do this.
But if you had the opportunity to pick out movies that could be made, obviously we like the idea of Hawkman, and he was a very strong character in the Black Adam movie, as was Dr. Fate. Those are your two big guns in that movie. What are your thoughts? Do you have any characters that you would like to introduce that maybe haven't been introduced up to this point?
No, not really. I would like to see. I would like to see a new Spawn.
Ooh.
With the way that CG is today. Trust me, the original one with John Leguizamo and whatnot, it's a classic. I'd like to see what they could do now with the CGs that they have today.
Yeah. I mean, because the cape and everything that was happening with the cape had its own movie. It felt like they added it in post. It's kind of hard to go back and watch it because that cape looks so bad. But
for the time, but at the time, even the little segment where he like goes down and he actually goes to hell and he's down there and making his deal and agrees to go back and be the agent and all that type of stuff. Even that segment looks really, really bad. But of course, as time has advanced, I would be much more critical of something looking like that now, as opposed to how I looked at it and how I viewed it then.
there's some movies where the special effects, even for the time, they might be dated, but they still kind of hold up today. The visuals on that are just like, they're kind of grating to look at now, but it was still fantastic. And I think the story is still there and the movie is still there.
If you
Jamie
think that's
Foxx
bad, go look at First Kill on Netflix. Just watch just like half of an episode, and you'll appreciate Spawn after watching that. Promise you.
First Kill?
Yes, it is literally. It's like Mortal Kombat 1 special effects, and it came out this year or last year.
Well, who's in First Kill?
What?
Wait a minute.
It's like no one is famous. Like I think the dad is like a brother from another show, and like there's two like teenage girls. One's a vampire and one's a vampire slayer, but they're in love. So it's
Is that the one that just got canceled?
Yeah, yes. I know what you're talking about.
I ain't watching.
Oh, don't worry. Yeah. I mean, unless you run out of like stupid movies to watch, that you can go watch.
No, we got plenty of lists for that.
We got stuff.
we got plenty.
Barely Lethal.
I honestly do want to see that though. Just how much
Barely Lethal.
How many jokes? Yes. How many jokes you've made about that movie? Now I'm like, I kind of want to see it.
I haven't made any jokes about that movie. I enjoyed that movie.
I know you did. And you're the one that's hyping it up, and then everyone else is attacking it, and you're like, no. This is quality.
Oh, I tell you what, I'm excited to see. And I know somebody will be excited that I'm excited to see this because of the preview, which was Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh. I will I will say, when I first saw that trailer, first time I saw the trailer, it was like I'm sure we had like shared it in group at some point, and that's where I saw it. And it was small screen, looking at it on my phone. I was like, okay, I like these actors. I like the people that's going to be in this. This looks like this is going to be pretty good, and it's subject that I like. And okay, yeah, that's going to be fun. Seeing that shit on the big screen in the theater, I felt totally different about that damn trailer. I was like, yo, this movie looks fucking awesome.
Yeah,
like,
it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be very dope.
And I think it was just little stuff like seeing the dragon on the big screen. It felt different when he was jumping out towards it. And the interaction between the characters, Chris Pine and Michelle Rodriguez, they seem to have a little bit more visual chemistry.
Sam, pull up my stream again real quick. Just look at this nonsense. Look at this nonsense. Look at this.
I'm so jealous of Linda's.
Wait, there it is.
What is that?
So
I'm
that
not
is
even
the
doing
attack.
anything. It's automatic. I can control the little reticle, and it just kind of goes. And see, this is what, like, you have different items that you get can have different synergies with each other. So that's part of how every run is unique. But yeah, so this, I've got Brimstone, which goes all the way across. I have Transcendence, which is what lets the blast repeat. And then I just picked up what was the item called?
So you have like a doubling effect on top of that?
I just picked up something called Eye of the Occult. And it lets you control your tears mid-flight. But because I have Brimstone,
there's a Kanye West joke in there, and I'm gonna leave it alone.
because I have Brimstone and Transcendence, it acts different. It's weird, but kind of cool.
I've heard of Binding of Isaac. I might have to check this out. That looks pretty dope.
Look at this. That's so cool. I've never this is from the new expansion. So if you got it, you can buy the full thing. I think it's like $30, maybe $40 for everything. Because this is the Repentance DLC is the latest one. So it's so good.
And how many expansions would that be if you got the full version?
Oh God, I don't know.
Like 5 or 6?
I don't think that many. They've done a pretty good job of like waiting until they have a decent chunk of stuff to put a new expansion out.
I feel like I heard you mention at least 3.
Yeah, there's been at least like there's been there's been one physical copy, and they have the Repentance one hasn't like pushed back for 2 years. Now it's looking at 3 because they're taking their sweet time to release a physical copy. But that is the full copy that's there. Let me see if I can find the. Okay, so you have the original Binding of Isaac, and then you have Binding of Isaac Rebirth, which is what this technically is. So you had Rebirth, which is the base game, Afterbirth, Afterbirth Plus, and Repentance.
Afterbirth Plus. That just sounds wrong.
Yikes.
So Afterbirth Plus adds in a couple of new endings and more content, things like that. And also adds
Sounds like a streaming service.
Everything is a plus service. Yes.
It also adds in another part of greed mode, because greed mode was added in Afterbirth. But yeah.
Okay, Afterbirth Plus and greed mode.
Take a boomerang.
It's like the American healthcare system.
I'm gonna ask somebody, hey, can I get you a login for Afterbirth Plus? I would trade you my login for something for your Afterbirth Plus.
Me? I said makes me think of Boomerang. I know you would get that.
Oh, I remember Boomerang.
Yes.
Afterbirth.
Oh yeah.
This is Assange.
He's not gay. My brother is gay.
Him.
He's gay.
You know what? I actually told my daughter the other day that was required viewing for her. I forget what it was we were talking about, and she was saying like, "Yeah, I've been watching a lot of rom-coms." I was like, "Oh, you know what you need to watch? You need to watch Boomerang."
There is nothing better than Boomerang.
And she was like, "What's it about?" I was like, "Just watch it. Don't worry,
Yeah,
just watch it."
Soundtrack to that movie. I'm sorry, Linda. Like I
even just like the sound effects, how like every time Marcus sees a girl, it's just like roof. It's like, oh man. Like we get it, he's a dog, but
Sparky
every time.
Sparky.
It's like Kirby. Here, Kirby.
Gold star for Marcus.
Oh my gosh.
No, I still tell people, like, if I have on, like, I got on a shirt, it's white and red. If I had on like my red and white shoes, I mean, like, yeah, I had to wear those because you got to coordinate. Got to coordinate.
Nah.
Gerard, did you know your father had the jacket with the mushrooms on the inside? Yeah, that is a fantastic movie. Everybody should watch Boomerang. That should be just required viewing for everyone.
I love the scene with Martin Lawrence in the pool table. A lot of people really did like. That was a very good.
They thought he was for real.
It was a good analogy, though.
It was, but it's also like them dudes is out in full force right now.
Racial, man. It's racial.
Them dudes, they are in full force right now.
Yeah.
So you don't understand. Get him there.
My gosh. Okay.
Oh, so while we're talking about like old movies, what do we think about the new House Party movie? I know it's not like geek-ish, but
it's cinema and it's pop culture, so I think it qualifies.
There's a new House Party.
So
I just saw the trailer for it. I didn't even know that existed.
I don't have any of that. Like I
mean, I can still do the dance.
Netflix.
Yeah,
I don't see none of that.
I don't see this movie being iconic for this generation.
This movie being good.
No, that too. It's so unnecessary.
You know what? I will say that it's one of those things where it's like people are going to go see the movie because of the title, and there's going to be a handful of references.
Which is why I won't go, because that's why I'm gonna go. Like I'm gonna go because I want to see the references. I want to feel like this is House Party. I want to see the cameos. And they think because this is LeBron James' house that I give a damn. I don't care.
But you're not the target audience. You have your House Party movie.
I
right.
Do. All
Kid and play.
I'll
dancing in my type of hype. Kicking their feet together, getting chased by full force, and this is going to be one for
ass clothes.
This is going to be another House Party tonight.
Because think about it like this: think about what our parents probably thought about House Party when it came out. Well, ain't no house parties like that.
I
That's
remember
what this
that was
gonna
the
look
first
like.
movie I had to cover my eyes when I was watching it with my parents. That was lit. House
On what
Party was the
part?
first movie that I saw with my parents that I had to cover my eyes.
On what part?
When he jumped over the fence. And I can't even tell you how many years it was until I finally saw that part. But the big dude, they were having sex.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, oh, baby, he got the man. He was still like, yeah, baby, right there. That was the first movie.
I will say for a moment, I'm sitting thinking, like, what is there to even cover? Oh, yeah. I mean, there was. I feel like that. What is that movie rated? Is that PG-13?
I don't know.
No, it would have to be rated R just because of all the cussing.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
there's
I can guarantee
there's
you
a
it's
lot of
probably, it's
cussing.
probably PG-13. I'm gonna be honest with you, because if you look at Top Gun was rated PG when it came out in '85.
Hold on, you guys talking about me? I'm sorry, I was engrossed in what was going on.
I was just trying to make sure it was Gotham Knights.
Yes, this is Gotham Knights. Yes.
No, I had seen Harley. I'm guessing that's Harley Quinn up on the screen, and
this is Harley Quinn. Yes,
and I was like, "Ooh, what's that?" And so I was just like, putting that up.
Yeah. So speaking of like unnecessary remakes, do you know they're making a Christmas movie?
Oh yeah, I put that on my mind.
I saw that, but you know what? Okay, so although it's probably
I'm gonna
not
see
necessary, but here's why I think that one could work. It's the same guy coming back as the same character as an adult.
But Ralphie got to beat somebody's ass. Like he got to curb stomp somebody in this to match the first
that makes
movie.
A Christmas Story so good is like, I don't remember the first time I saw it. I just know that I've continuously seen it. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those movies. Like I don't remember my first time seeing A Christmas Story. I just know that I've seen it a million times, and there's just
because TBS plays it literally nonstop.
I need a BB collection in the background on the wall. Like I need him to have a wall full of BB guns.
Yeah, he needs to be like a gun aficionado now.
Right, like I was saying, not even BB gun. And so you tell me he needs to be somebody else. No, somebody need to get shot.
Yeah, and his little brother has to be like a furry or something because of the stupid Easter Bunny costume. Like.
Oh, that would
I need there to be some trauma from that for it to be funny to me at this point. I think that's what's funny now.
Christmas
I just want to say, well, hold on, no. Honestly, I
mean, it's not Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, but
wow,
yeah.
Look, they already making a movie for you for y'all. That's the Santa Claus Die Hard movie.
You know what? I do want to see that with David Harbour as the Santa Claus that's like kicking ass through the whole thing.
I want to check that out.
That looks like
the Mel Gibson Santa Claus movie was fucking crazy.
I was about to say,
I don't know if anybody saw that.
Nope, I didn't see it.
Yeah, when Mel Gibson was Santa Claus, that shit was crazy.
Somebody put a hit on Santa.
And Walter Goggins was like the bad guy.
Yes. Real quick, since we did have some violence that we spoke on, just want to say the opinions expressed in this audio are solely those of the speakers involved. Just we do not condone violence unless it's cinematic and fictitious and not real violence. So just throwing that out there.
Sam, I want to point out that you still have a shop.
I know, but and most people won't notice if you stop pointing it out until I get a moment, because I had that for like a couple of years now. Well, at least a year now. And you was the first one to say something.
And you know what? It was literally like show like 37 before I even picked up on it.
And see, now that's what they're gonna be looking for. Actually, you know what? That reminds
means they're reading the disclaimer, though. They're reading the disclaimer,
and that's a good thing. But that actually reminds me. There was something I said I wanted to do the other day, and since I have like a good group of people on here who can kind of remind me, hold my feet to the fire on this, I want to do a giveaway. I want to do a contest, a prize, a giveaway, and I think I want to make like first place. Actually, so let me clarify. Here are the parameters that I want to do. So, let me grab a pencil or some paper. Where's my notepad? Just so I can make sure I like write down what I said.
Damn, you're supposed to have this notepad ready to mark times and stuff for TikToks and
I do. And well, I have a memo pad app, and that's up, but I don't want to type all this. But like basically, boom, folks fell. Okay. basically what I want to do is I want to see another growth surge, and I want everybody to participate, and everybody will be eligible. So that means my mods, you all are eligible as well. And it's going to be a first, second, third place.
Please.
And David, you're eligible. Don't worry. So, and you can, and David, if you want to let your streamers, the people watching your stream, you want to let them know as well. They can hop on in, they can join up, and they can be a part of the contest as well. But I kind of put some thought into it, and this is how I want to do it. I'm going to do a random drawing. I'm going to draw 3 names, and those will be the winners, and it will be 1 entry per share.
Damn, why are you knocking all these motherfuckers out?
You good, David?
Oh, my feed about to be full of shares. So.
No, Harley Quinn is like she's beating a lot of ass, and
she
is a lot of people that keep falling in to do more fighting.
So David's not getting good like me. Okay, got it.
No, she's not beating my ass. She's beating these other dudes' ass.
Oh, okay.
It's like I can't tell if they're the hit. Like, is she helping you or hurt? Is she like good Harley or bad Harley?
Oh, she got an electric hammer now. I'm scared.
Oh, I hate this guy, and he's dead.
I can't tell what I'm watching. You know what? I'll pull it up so y'all can see what I see. It's like I can't tell if Harley's helping or hurting, but it looks like she was fighting some of those people as well. Nope, she's also fighting Robin, so maybe she's back.
Damn.
Berto dropped out for a second. Okay, so here's the parameters of the contest. 1 entry per share.
1 entry per share.
And YouTube channel, so we can get additional subscribers on the YouTube channel. The group page.
Okay, so this is just gonna be
and the Twitch page. Those 3 items. I will post links. I will pin them to the group, and every time a share is made, I need, and this is the only parameter I'm trying to figure out. Like, how can I track it? Now I know I can do like a random name generator where I type in the names and put in how many times, and then like press a button, and it gives me a name, and that's a winner. So the name selector for the drawing of the names, that part I can handle. I just need a way to, because I'm like, I don't want to get all these random messages and not be able to keep up with every time a share has been sent. So I need a central location where it can be done. And I think the easiest way to do it is I'm just going to record a video, put it up on YouTube, and you can comment on, but see, then I need proof. And so I wanted like screenshots. And so that would have to be messages. So email, we're going to make it an email. You have to take a picture, screenshot it, send an email. I'm just like, help me out. Like, how? That's you're here. Help me out. How can we do it? How can we do
you can do a post on Instagram and then just have people repost it. When people repost it, it shows up in your Instagram feed, and you can track it that way if you want.
Okay. See, the thing is, it's like if you post the link, and the link has the share. And you're like, okay, hey, I'm in this group on Facebook. You should join. It's called Grown A Geeks. Boom. You screenshot that on, like, what's today's date? Today is the 27th, right? Or the 26th. So if you say you shared on the 26th, you screenshot it. I can see it on there, the day that it was posted and where it was shared, and it shows the 26th. Boom. You send that. And then you do it again on the 27th. I can see that it's a different day, different screen, different whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's like I can see it that way, and I can go through and I can verify, okay, this is 15 valid entries because they shared it every day for 15 days. But I need somewhere where all of those shares can go. And so if I create a post and they just reshare the post, how would that work?
If you create a post and they reshare the post, on your Grown A Geeks account, it'll show like in your messages, such and such. As long as they tag you in the post, it'll say like such and such tagged you like in a message or whatever. Now, I don't know how you want to keep track of that. But every day, if they repost it every day, it'll show up in your thing as a new post or a new share every day. If you want to just screenshot those as they come in, that's one way to do it.
I ain't tell me we was watching commercials. Go ahead.
Call of Duty this Friday.
Yeah.
In the world.
I just need to know what happens with Pierce. Once I get that part out, I'm good on the rest of it. Okay, then maybe that'll be the way to do it, and I'll probably just create a spreadsheet with the names, and then when I do the name generator to draw the names, I can just like put in the names and how many times they get entered. And then when I press the button, it selects one of those names based on the number of total entries.
You're cheating. You're
Who?
a cheater. Jeff.
I am an ambassador, ma'am. I am ready for this contest. I'm about it. My competitive spirit is awake.
It's taken over. All right. So, but that's the point. That's what we want. That's what we want. Like we want some growth. Just because I mean, it's much like, and the weird way, it's like I'm cool with it because I would literally just sit and talk to y'all all day, all the time for free. That's what the hell I do anyway. So it's fantastic. But I think our conversations actually improve sometimes when we do get new insight because. You know, we kind of tell the same jokes. We know what we're going to laugh at. We know what jokes work, what jokes don't. And we had a really good discussion the other day when we had a random person hop in and we got to talking about comic books. And they were talking about indie comics. And that was, you know, a unique view that is why I like doing the talk show format because I don't necessarily need to do a weekly recap of all the shows that we're already watching. Now, I would have been more than happy to get on here tonight and do a whole, like... Game of Thrones breakdown and because it's stuff you know what I'm saying? It's like I would have been happy to do that. But you know, as everybody hadn't seen it, like let me show you how serious like Denise just check this out. Boom. I was like I had the overlays, the background ready. I had one for Black Adam. I didn't know we was gonna have like, you know, 8 people on the show, which is great. I want 10 people. We could have 10 max. So you know, find me 2 more people that want to be on here and talk to us and we can pick their brains and ask them questions. And Roberto, speaking of which, is he back?
I don't know, but it was nice to actually hear his voice. Me and him trade memes and likes and ha-has all the time. That's
my bad.
The first time I ever heard his voice.
Wait a minute. Roberto, did I bump you out?
It's a soothing baritone.
Did you?
I think sounded like that since we were 10.
So I don't know. Did you catch all of that about I'm just now realizing that it showed for some reason you were in the green room and not on the channel. I'm looking.
Well, it's because I'm driving from one part of Georgia that I'm not ever going to go back to civilization. So I dropped.
Are you in sundown town, Roberto? Are you in sundown town?
You're absolutely okay.
It took me 45 minutes just to get to the AUC to get back to here from wherever I was just now. And I don't want to. Well, actually, I mean, nobody from McDonough can fight, so it's not like somebody's gonna be like, "Hey, I'm from McDonough." Like, okay, drive an hour to come fight me. I'm sorry. Anyway.
I don't like that because I used to live in McDonough.
Oh, I remember. Which is why I said it.
That's funny.
And I can fight. You heard that Decatur come out. Don't
look, right. I told you right now, all I gotta do is run up a flight of stairs and that's a wrap on you.
You have to do it
that's
like
ableist, Roberto. You fucking right it is.
He's gonna pull that shoe off though, boomerang it back there.
And the funny thing is, I was just thinking to myself, like, you know, yeah, she could probably fight, but all you need right now is some like little doggy treats, and you have the advantage. Like,
you just need to, you just need to
that's the end of her.
You see how the people that care about you do.
I was like, Benny, I choose you.
But know that nobody else can say this. Just us.
Nobody. She knows I'll fight somebody on her behalf.
Straight up.
After they said the same shit I just said. I'm like, whoa, hold up, pal.
Like, hey,
only
dog.
One of us can make short jokes, okay?
Right. Hey, dog, what you? Whoa.
Yeah.
You don't get to getting kind of loose
Hang on
right
now.
now.
I resemble short jokes. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, I ain't exactly Shaquille O'Neal myself, so I don't give a fuck.
Actually, I think you might be taller than us though. So, and I say us because like
Barely.
collectively, I mean you like what?
Like-
5'8", right?
Jeff's like, I'm being quiet because I'm 6. What are you, 6 something, Jeff?
Jeff's like
6'1".
6'5".
6'1".
Are you that tall, Jeff?
Yeah.
I am.
And
Oh.
Jeff,
I'm just have bad posture and an unassuming
Well,
personality.
I mean, you
so.
know, I'm 5'2", so like I can't tell. Like everybody's
Jeff-
just.
no Miller.
Jeff is
I know how
internet
to-
gorgeous
I know how
because
to
he's over
hide.
6 feet tall.
Jeff Miller is 6 feet exactly.
Ooh.
I know how to hide. I know how to hide like how tall I am. Like I never stand like close to people. I'm always like pivoting my body. So
I need
the
to go.
conversation is like
Nah, screw
open.
that, Jeffrey.
Last
Loom.
year.
Look, I don't have to
man.
stand near
Enjoy that
anybody
shit.
for you to know that I'm short.
Like, let me tell you something. Brad came over to the house. Actually, I had Brad and David at the house, and I was just like, "Oh, this works." Yes, we can all be friends. This is good. We're all right here together. Right, we see eye to eye. It works. It works. Okay.
Yeah, like I have
Well,
I have
I'm
3
more
friends.
looking at y'all's chin, but you know.
Right. I have 3 friends that are over 6'5" that I hang out with on a regular basis.
Oh, damn. All right.
And it used to be funny because they're the same height when we were in high school, and they would get in the back of my Acura, and their knees would be out through the window and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not 6 something, so I don't need that big car like you guys do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, I'm 5'5". I like to say I'm tall for a Hispanic woman, but the whole rest of my family are all significantly taller than me. Like even my mom. My mom's 5'8". She's a few inches taller than me. But like my brothers are all 6 foot and taller, like 6'6", 6'8". My dad's 6'3". Like
Duncan.
yeah.
Oh no, I can definitely post a picture of my dad's side of the family, and I am by far the tallest person, and I'm 5'9".
I'm not having a good
And it's a
Now,
shame.
on my dad's side of the family, surprisingly, there is some height on my dad's side.
Damn.
I have an uncle 6'9", an aunt 6'2", 2 cousins 6'5", another cousin, she is like 6 feet, and then you have my aunt. No, okay, got my uncle, got my aunt, his 3 kids. Those are all the tall ones. Then you got my dad, who's 5'6", another aunt who's 5'2", and it's like the 4 kids. So 2 are really tall, 2 are really short. And I'm like,
I wonder if tall people, do you care about how tall other people are? Like, because Sam has like everybody's height memorized, and I'm like, if you're tall, do you even know how tall somebody else is? I don't care.
I prefer my
mean,
women
when I
where
play-
I can at least rest my head. You know what I mean, and like look them down in the eye. But they don't need to. If they 4'9" or something, no, I can't do that. But other than that, like as long as you close, I'm good.
but you know, it's actually
Yeah,
something
it only
funny.
really came in. Oh, sorry, I was gonna say it only really came in handy for me like when I was like playing ball. Like I would know how tall like people were just because who you end up guarding like all the time, but or who you don't.
So if you like do one of those where you like hold the ball up and above them, and then they can do about it, kind of thing.
No, I never really was guarding anybody that small, and if I was, it was just like because.
Oh no, that's when you're on offense. You got the ball. All you got to do is hold it up, and I can't get it if I'm guarding you.
Oh yeah, I mean
the old MJ move.
Right.
I don't know what the rest of the people playing will look like for you to end up being the matchup on me though, Sam. That would just be like your team hanging you out to dry height wise.
That would be one of those really, not even surprising situations because, like, you got people like Spud Webb and Muggsy Bogues, and there's a lot of people. I won't say a lot because that is not accurate at all. But there have been a number of people who were in the NBA and were not very tall. You know what I'm saying? They were on the side.
Running.
Oh, I'm not even saying that on like I'm bigger than you, so I would be better than you. It's just more like
as far as
because smaller dudes are quicker than me and they give me problems. So I don't want to be going out there trying to guard some little like dude that's moving all quick and stuff. I'm like, hey, take a couple plays off, baby. Like we here all day, like
3/4 speed. What you doing, man?
There's no scouts here. We'll have to push that hard. like hang back display.
Right.
Like,
You
nah,
waiting
they
for
want to
Ice
get
Cube
up
to
and
come
down
pick
the
you up for the
court.
big three?
Wow.
Yeah, like
Wild.
come on, bro,
Wild.
relax. I'm just out here for a sweat.
Oh wow. Oh,
I think I was more obsessed with like height though until I hit 6 feet, and then I was like, all right, cool. I don't have to care no more. Because I was a late bloomer. That's why everybody in high school, everybody I went to high school with. Whenever I say I'm 6'1", they're like, really? It's like, yeah.
You see, I immediately was like,
I didn't hit 6'1" till I got to college.
Yeah, I was saying I just saw you. So
and when I started high school, I was 5'4". So
yeah,
I was
yeah.
not.
See, I was like 5'6", 5'7" in ninth grade, and then I came back 6 foot in 10th grade, and all of a sudden, all the coaches were like, "You need to come see me. You need to come play. You need to do this. So you need to wrestle. You need to play football. You need to do that." And I was like, I just want to read comics and play D&D. Like, I could care less about sports. Like I'm gonna play my video games. I'm gonna, So
oh yeah, the coaches in like high school and middle school for my brothers, because like my two older brothers started hitting like 6 foot in middle school. They knew better than to ask either of my nerdy brothers to do anything physical wise aside from like marching band. So that being said, my oldest brother, him being super tall, he also has like those long like spider fingers. So he used to play xylophone and would grab like 4 sticks at once and just playing the xylophone like with his spider finger. It was crazy looking. That was back whenever he was at Tech. He loved doing that, and he broke sticks all the time because he'd get a little too happy with it. Now he's living in Japan. He's been there for about 10 years, and it's difficult for him to find certain clothes because of his height.
I would imagine they don't have a lot of fashion
I
options
bet.
for him.
Like he's used to shirts just not being long enough. But like for like pants can sometimes be a pain in the butt, but he has a longer torso than longer legs. So yeah, it's more long sleeve shirts he has the biggest issue with.
I've been the same height since 10th grade. I still got pants from high school.
I've been the same height since 7th grade. I hit 5'5", and that was it.
I've been the same height since
fashion culture. So it just because like we think that
since elementary school, yeah.
Small,
yeah,
not elementary.
It's the fact that it's the fact that they're so. Look at our everyday clothes that we can pick up here. Okay, you can pick up a Carhartt T-shirt for $25-$30. You can pick up a pair of Levi's for $45, $50. Over there, a Carhartt shirt starts at $110.
Oh wow!
Is that 110 US?
They got to import it.
That's 110 US.
Yeah,
that's because it's an import. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's look at Doc Martens. Okay, Doc Martens over there are they're $300 a pair.
But at the same time, then, so what is like standard attire? Because in many cases, it's going to be your business wear for the businessmen and whatnot. Uniforms for all the kids, so they have like very standardized clothing. So when they wear something that is not their standardized clothing, when they wear what does their casual wear look like?
So most of their casual, when it comes to colors, is more natural colors. You see a lot of brown, a lot of gray, a lot of cream colors. Not much. There isn't very much bright, like the yellow, the bright red, the neon. You don't see that over there.
So Tokyo just lied to me.
When it,
it's terrible.
all of that was wrong. Don't get me wrong. There are some parts of the culture where it goes into like the complete opposite direction.
Like streetwear.
Like walking down the streets of Tokyo, you'll see the girls that are in full cosplay because that's their job. They're like my first time in Tokyo. I was walking through Akihabara.
That's going to be more in the like tourist districts, though, right?
Well, yes and no. So yeah, when you go into like places like Akihabara, which is like the electronics and the gaming and the cosplay and
Where
all
I
that
would
area,
be.
you
Okay.
right, you have the girls that are dressed up like anime characters, like no name anime characters, or they're dressed up like maids, or they're dressed up like cat girls, or they're dressed up, or some are
And
dressed up
what
in
what
like
default
what
anime
area is
girl.
this, Brad? Because I need to write this down when I go
Default
to
anime
Japan.
girl, you're wild.
you don't look. All you have to do is walk down the street. You'll run into 5 of them before you get to the next block.
They work
literally,
in places like maid cafes and all of that, so they have to be dressed up
Right.
cutesy for their job and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
And the very first time I was in Akihabara, I was walking down the
Akihabara.
street and I saw this young lady, and she had an owl on her shoulder.
Oh, they have
Like a live
they have an
actual
owl
animal
cafe.
owl.
They have an owl cafe. They have lots of animal
They
cafes over there, especially they have owls.
they
have
had an owl
cats,
cafe, and I went to the owl
Shibas.
cafe. And right, exactly. They have cat cafes, dog cafes, owl cafes. I went to a cafe that had otters, meerkats, and phoenix foxes.
Did it have lemurs?
What?
David, you hear that?
Yeah, I heard.
You want me to ask Nathan where the Otter Cafe is?
I'll find it. Trust me, I'll find it.
I want to go. I want to see a live meerkat at a cafe.
I have pictures of a meerkat on my back inside of this damn cafe.
Nah, I ain't saying
I've always wanted
that. Wait a minute.
That's too much. Sam, so my brother has said before, he actually did this for my other brother whenever he visited, but he said that if I want to go visit Japan for like a little vacation and bring some friends or whatever, as long as we let him stay in whatever big hotel room thing we get, he'll go and give us a full tour for wherever we want to go. He'll translate everything for us, take us anywhere we want. Yeah. So
don't even get a hotel. Just get an Airbnb. There are some houses over there that have 4 or 5, 6 beds
whatever place you end up staying at.
Okay. So it really depends on where you want to go and what you want to see as to where you want to be out there. Like I was in southern Japan, so I was an hour and a half from where the atomic bomb dropped in Hiroshima. I was 3 hours away from Nagasaki. I mean, absolutely beautiful down there.
That is, yeah. I gotta travel to places like that. I gotta do that.
Depends on my bucket list.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know what I'm saying. There's an interest to go, but it's like I know that as it stands right now, I'm more about let me get on the beach, let me be on the islands, let me be where it's warm and sunny. It almost feels weird to like.
Listen, Sam, the sun is overrated. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, and I don't like. I get dark quick. Like
I'm powered by the sun. I need it.
Look,
if I sit under
can't say the
light
sun is overrated
long,
when you don't see it for 6 months.
No, I'd be okay with that. I hate the sun. I hate heat. Sun gives me migraines. I'm good.
so here where I live now, we just hit the rainy season, so it'll be overcast and rainy until April.
Whew.
Hey, that sounds fantastic.
Absolutely not.
Like so ask David. I've always like been like this. I've always loved like overcast skies or just straight up rain, storms, everything. That's just I love it. It's fantastic to me. It's so cool.
I don't know. Like I moved from Georgia to Tennessee, and the fact that it snows in Tennessee 4 to 6 times in the winter is blowing my mind. Like last year, I froze my ass off. I literally wear thermal long johns, wool socks, thermal knit shirt. Like I got 7 layers on working in the warehouse I work in. Everybody else is wearing t-shirts.
I bought a new puffy jacket towards the end of the winter season. It's usually when I buy like any hoodies and stuff like that. My winter clothes at the end of winter to get the sales, right? So I bought this like really nice puffy jacket from Lane Bryant, and it was really pretty. Originally like almost $200. I got it for like $40. And number one, I don't even know where it is right now. I got it back in like 2018 or so. And number two, I've only worn it once, and it was like for 5 minutes and it got too hot. Like I don't get cold like that. I don't even break out like my hoodies and stuff on a regular basis unless I'm like downstairs in my house because it doesn't get super warm downstairs in the winter. Like if I'm going out, I always make sure if I bring a jacket of some sort, it's something small that I can take off and have probably David carry after I get hot from
just
walking around in about 5 minutes.
Just shameless.
To be fair,
I mean,
David,
this is why people get married.
to be fair, David,
Well, when they hold their own
it'd either
jackets.
be you or mom carrying my jacket. So
That
mom's
doesn't
first
make it
choice,
better.
but yeah.
You know what's really weird?
I have
Celeste
two
actually
hoodies
has
in my
these
car right now and
weird
one hoodie
sweaters.
at work that stay there.
I have one hoodie in the car.
That
I
sounds like
have
my
the
mom.
one for my uniform. But see, like for me, I'm that person. The moment it gets under 60 degrees, I'm like, nope, jacket. Not even trying to let it get under 55. We bundling up. And I don't mind because I am absolutely okay taking off a jacket, taking off a hoodie, taking off the overshirt, and then being in just a t-shirt once the temperature gets back up to 70. When I walk, like right now, we're at that weird time of the year where I leave the house, I have on a skull cap, my hoodie, a coat over that. I'm getting in the car, heat's running, and by like 11:30, coat's off. By 1 o'clock, hoodie's
It's
off.
49 degrees right now. Like
I ain't trying to do that.
I'm in my car and I'm freezing.
It's 49 where I'm at too, and yeah, that I'm done.
Yeah, but you know, like most states have seasons, and I think that's the problem. Is that
Georgia would do all 4 seasons in a day.
Yep. Yeah, see, y'all are not used to that, like sustained temperatures that aren't hot. Right. You know, like it don't get cold. It gets cold in November, then it'll be 90 degrees in Christmas time, and then right after Easter, it's like 14 degrees for a week, and then that's it. Like I don't know what Georgia's problem is.
But if you've been in Georgia for a while, then you know you layer because you have to be able to go up or down as necessary.
Yeah, we went out. We went out somewhere, and my wife had on like a sweatsuit. Like she was like, "Damn, I'm hot," and I said, "Well, take off your sweater." She's like, "I don't have on anything under the sweater." I'm like, "That's your fault."
Wow. Somebody wasn't prepared.
Yeah, I was like, I got on a t-shirt, a long sleeve shirt, and a hoodie. Just peel them off one at a time.
Well, it's like I love my kigurumis and stuff, right? But I can never wear them because if I do, I have to wear like the smallest shorts I can find and like the smallest tank top I can find underneath it because I know I have to put something on underneath it because I'm going to end up at least taking the top part off and tying it around my waist because I'm going to get way too hot. Even at like conventions, I was like for Winterfest last year, MomoCon did like a little like mid-season convention just to get us back in the swing of things, and they did Winterfest in December right before Christmas. I was like, cool, it'll be a little bit colder, maybe I can wear a kigurumi or something. No. I hate it. I want cold weather. I want snow, damn it.
I have a question. Hey, what is going on?
I do not like snow
in Georgia time frame around the 18th of December? Does anyone have any idea?
Besides it being unseasonably hot,
it's going to be around 60 degrees. It's going to be around 30 to 40 degrees in the morning and 60 during the day.
I meant more like
activity. An event or something going on.
I'm not sure actually.
You can go to Stone Mountain and get like hot cocoa and ride a train, have somebody hurl some racial epithets at you. You know, like see some snowflakes and stuff.
There's also like plenty of like light shows.
And then enjoy the light show.
So
you're trying to tell us you're coming to town in December, Brad?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Coming to town in December. I am coming to Georgia. I am coming to Alabama in December. I'm flying into Georgia on the 16th, and I'm staying until the 27th. I gotta be back to work on the 28th. So they didn't give me much time this year.
Okay.
But I am bringing my fiance down with me. Trying to get some times in and see what we could get together, get it popping.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff to do. Because I think the Harry Potter experience is still be going on. The Stranger Things experience is going on right now. I don't know if that stuff's still going to be going on. There was a headless horseman brunch thing, and my friend came in town, and he was like, "Yeah, I didn't know that it was going to be like this." And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, it's literally like there's a guy with like a pumpkin for a head walking around, and then there's like women serving drinks. And I was like, so how was it? And he was like, I was drunk. I really can't explain it to you. He said, but I know one thing. I knew exactly where it was because there was only white people there in the middle of Atlanta. And I was just like, there's a line of white people walking there. Let's follow them. And he was like, boom, found it. And he was like, so, you know, this is Christian I'm talking about, Jeff.
Ah, got it.
He came in from Cali, and he was just like, man, you guys have so many things to do. And I'm like, you're coming from California. I would assume you guys have stuff. And he's like, yeah, not like this though. It's like a bunch of geek stuff that you guys have to do.
There's a bunch of geek stuff in California.
Yeah, I'm like, well, maybe not the part you know, California's like 6
He don't stay in that part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You don't stay
Guys,
in that part.
I love all of y'all. I gotta hop off of here.
Yeah, I'm going to bed.
5:30 comes early in the morning.
Same.
So tonight,
I'm finally pulling into my house.
No, it's good. I will. At some point, real soon, I'll make it a point to sit with Denisha. Maybe I'll let you guys know. But we may have to have just like a special one-off episode where we just sit and talk about House of Dragons the whole season, because there's a lot of stuff.
I'm good with that.
So
yeah, we need to have some flyers made for like the family tree
next week.
Roberto, you don't even need to be using the word "we" because this solar eclipse it's not going to be coming around time soon. Okay.
Hey, look, we go wish upon this fallen star that we got, and keep it moving like that.
We can enjoy you while you're here, but don't be giving no suggestions that's coming up quick.
So what we should do next time?
It wasn't even me this time. Yeah. I didn't even have to do it.
But we appreciate you.
Yeah.
Hey, Miller, we appreciate it, man. You have a good night.
Good night.
And so
I'm
out too.
Jeff,
Sam.
you out too.
See
All right,
man. Yeah. All right,
everybody.
Good one.
Oh, and that was Denisha. Well, hell, y'all just go.
Everybody, look, this is a Zoom meeting at work. Everybody, all right, bye.
No, it's all good. You know what? Now we can really have the conversation I want. No, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. So.
And to get back to all the clothing stuff, who's the crazy ass that leaves the house at 3:00 in the morning when it's still like 30 some odd degrees out, wearing
40s.
shorts?
Low 40s. I mean,
I don't like shorts, but I will wear like dresses.
I would make a comment, but I'm not. But you know, if you comfortable like that, then do that. But nah, that'll never happen.
It's for one, the truck has really good heat, and for two, I know when I get off work at 5:30, it's gonna be like 70 some odd degrees.
And that may be, but let me tell you what I do. I wear like my work pants are blue, and I wear my steel toes every day. It's a requirement. I put on a standard normal t-shirt. Not my print was actually bought some like just basic solid t-shirts that I wear. Those are for work. And then I wear my work shirt over that. Then I wear a hoodie with my company stuff on it. Then I have a jacket with my company stuff on it. And I can peel through those layers as necessary. Now, if it just happens to be so hot at the end of the day, I could take off the main shirt to remove the t-shirt, put the main shirt back on.
Sam, I've got a little Yoshi in my game.
But it happens that I'm a sweater. So if it gets too hot, I'm going to sweat. And if I start sweating, I need that first t-shirt to be the sweat catcher, so I'm not sweating through my work shirt, because I can't be in people's houses doing my job sweating all extra heavy. Just it's not a good look. So yeah, that is typically how that goes.
So
but
the only layers that I am allowed to take on and take off is my jacket.
But see, and I say this very loosely, like they kind of trained y'all for that. Like it's not so much that they trained y'all for that. Wait, okay. And it's like, I wanted to correct. It's not so much that they trained y'all for that, but at this point you adjusted to it. That's more accurate to what I want to say. It's not that you were trained.
The only time that comes into problem is when I'm in Key West, Florida, and it's 95 degrees outside, and I'm sitting there sweating just to sweat.
Yeah. But I mean, it doesn't matter what you wear in Key West, Florida. You could have on shorts and a tank top and you're gonna sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah. For context, I'm on my second victory lap. I just started it. So
is that the finger you were talking about?
Yes, look at my finger.
So you're just walking around fingering everybody?
Yeah, look at
giving everybody the finger. Come on, need some more. You flipping people, look at that. You flipping people off.
Blah 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 blah.
Do I want that? I already have that. I don't need that again.
I'm out. I tried to think of something with poke. I couldn't quite. Oh, you know what? That takes us back. Remember Facebook poking? This is Isaac poking.
I always found that really creepy, but you know.
That was one of those weird things that they did for a bit. It was like, oh yeah, so and so poked you. Why?
It might just be because I don't really care for physical contact, period. And that was kind of like that's like digital physical contact. I don't like that. that's somehow worse. I don't gross.
I get that.
I don't know. To me it's like, well, I only used the poking feature to like basically like say hi without saying hi.
Yeah.
And that was it. But like, it wasn't one of those things where like, oh, I don't know this person, but let me just click on add friend. That's about as far as it goes with me. If I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like if we're not already friends, and I'm like, because I don't even randomly just like add friend to people. But if it's like, okay, we were in a group together, we exchanged a couple of conversations, and I'm like, okay, you seem like an interesting person. Maybe I want to follow some of your content, and we can, chit chat or whatever. Cool. I may hit the follow button. If you don't accept that, I don't take that personal. Like, why didn't you accept my follow? I'm not gonna then turn around and poke you, because that's to me that is the equivalent of like you don't walk up and poke strangers. But if I like need to get my wife's attention, I might poke her and be like, hey. And I think that's
my ex-mother-in-law used to poke me constantly, like every couple of days.
But see, for a brother-in-law, that's like, yeah, I could see if they were doing it intentionally. Mother-in-law. A little weird.
See, like for me, there's some people where it's like, okay, because I know them or whatever. I kind of know the context behind it. But like there's others that are like more acquaintances or like they're just kind of like creepy. Because I especially working for GameStop as long as I did, I did get people who were like, hey girl, how you doing? And they'd try and find me on like my social media accounts. And they'd try and get me to friend them or like do the pokes and all that. I'm like, no, stop that. No, I don't need to indulge any of you guys. I don't care if it gets me more sales. I don't care. No. Especially after that, like first really bad guy who was calling me the thickness. I can't do it.
The sickness?
The thickness.
Thick. With multiple C's.
Yeah.
Thick.
Yeah, it was unpleasant.
Yeah, a little too much.
So what was worse is that we like he was like he just kept trying even whenever I had a boyfriend. For not David, someone way worse. David's the best one, but like even when I had a boyfriend, this guy just kept trying, and he said he was going to continue to try. Right. Finally, he stopped coming around, and I was so happy. He worked at the Walmart across the street. But yeah, he stopped coming around, and I was so happy. And then like 4 months later, he came in with a woman that seemed to be his girlfriend. And I'm like, awesome. I don't have to worry about this anymore. But then whenever he saw me, he looked so nervous. Like I was going to go and tell his girl how aggressively he came after me. Yeah. So I didn't see him again after that.
Well, I'm glad that you dodged that bullet. I'm glad that didn't escalate into anything worse.
And we're not going to talk about the harassment I got when I worked at Stonecrest.
Well, I mean,
I can only imagine.
Well, I mean,
especially because I was a blonde for a good part of that. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna take the conversation there. So anyway, when are we gonna talk about this? When are we gonna talk about this Game of Thrones? Because there was some stuff that happened on the Thrones that I was.
So I haven't gotten in on that yet because I just look. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I was trying to watch Game of Thrones while I was on appointment one day, and the guys behind me was like, "Oh yeah, he dies," and I'm like, so they just all they wanted to do was just ruin it for me the entire time I was watching it. So I never really got into that. Now the new one's out, and I'm like, maybe I want to get into that. So what do y'all say? Do y'all say I definitely need to get into it?
I will say, having seen both, I finished the first season of House of Dragons, and I watched all 7 seasons of Game of Thrones. Because there were only 7 seasons, wink. But yeah, I would say that I guess because I went into House of Dragons with a slightly different understanding and expectation, I've actually been able to enjoy House of Dragons more.
Okay.
Game of Thrones is really good as a series. It is really, really good. But there is something about House of Dragons that is just slightly more. It's almost like House of Dragons is a smaller story.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, it's easier to keep up with people. It's easier to understand. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to Game of Thrones is like
there's a lot going on, and it can be a little difficult.
Yeah, it's this
follow.
whole world, and I will say honestly, it was probably, I think I was a good 3 seasons in on Game of Thrones before I could remember who certain people were and why it mattered that they thought this or thought that. You know what I'm saying? But like here, there's really like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like 4 main players, and everybody is connected to those 4 players. And because of that, you're able to better follow what's happening, who's important, who's not, why this matters, why that matters. And I think it just, in a general sense, makes it more enjoyable.
Well, to me, House of Dragons, basically it follows one family, and then there's like other people that are attached to that family, but they're not like really main people. So you don't have to pay attention to them, but the family is very easy to follow, with the exception of the time jumps.
Well, even with the time jumps, I will say that while the time jumps did not I felt like they made it a point to like really try to say everybody's names a lot after they did the time jumps, just so you could kind of refamiliarize yourself with who this, because like it took me the longest time to be able to differentiate between Rhaenyra, Rhaena, Rhaenys, and Rhaenyra. You know what I'm saying? Like those are 4 different people. And in my head, I'm like, okay, that's Ray, that's Ray Jr., that's Little Ray, and that's Mama Ray. And that's how I had to kind of
see it.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like that's the only way you can kind of keep up with it. But it becomes more, it becomes a little easier because you're like, okay, you know what? That's her granddaughter. Wait, yeah. That's her auntie, or is that no? Well, technically, that's her auntie. Oh, that's Mama Auntie. That's Auntie Mama. Yeah, because she married a cousin. So that's technically, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that's Auntie Mama. Like you got Uncle Daddy and Auntie Mama. You know what I'm saying? And it's like
that's like some real Alabama shit going on right there.
I mean, you got to keep that bloodline pure. But it's kind of crazy because like they, right? They want to
the purity.
anyway, the dragons have eyes, I guess.
They want those special dragons.
Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like I guess that's the logic behind it. I couldn't tell you. But it was like it became easy to kind of follow these people, keep up with what was going on, who was who, and I don't know, that just allowed me to enjoy the series. And I didn't have to, like you were just saying, I kind of went into this show thinking like, okay, somebody's gonna die. Let me just, let me not get attached to any characters, because at some point, and it's like, when I got to this show, I was able to, I didn't worry about if I got attached to a character. Now, if they die, they die. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it was a little bit more liberating, because so one of the things that I complain about a lot is whenever you do a prequel, my big issue with the prequel is I already know how the story ends. I don't always know how we got from point A to point B, but I know how the story ends. So it maybe doesn't matter how we got the plans onto the Death Star, like how we got the plans to the Death Star onto the Cadillac Cruiser to Leia, but Rogue One was a damn good movie. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but you don't really get too concerned if, are they going to blow up that cruiser with the princess on it? No, clearly they're not. Nothing's going to happen to that. So, when you see stuff like that, it's like it can be hard to get invested into it. Because I'd watched Game of Thrones and everybody was like, oh, don't get to liking any characters because they might kill them off at any time. And, they did have some moments in the series that were shocking. Some were more shocking than others. And, that it really kind of taught you to like expect the unexpected. So you might secretly kind of like this character, and then that character wouldn't be on the show anymore. And then here's a character that you think probably needs to die. And I don't know, maybe they make it through the entire series. Maybe they die 3 episodes before the end. Maybe they get what's coming to them. You never really know. And so the show did a pretty good, Game of Thrones as a whole did a pretty good job of keeping you on your toes by never really doing what you would expect. And they were able to kind of keep it fresh as a result. Because of that, it made me watch House of the Dragon with a little less concern. I just sat down to enjoy it because I thought to myself, well, I really like this character. I think they're really cool. They might die next episode. So let me just enjoy them while they're on screen. And because of that, I found that I liked a lot of characters. You know what I'm saying? I didn't worry about who was the main character, because hell, every time they're on screen, every person feels like a freaking main character. And it's like everybody's important. If a person is on screen for more than like 2 seconds, it's almost like if a character has speaking lines, they're important. You know what I'm saying? And it's like if they have more than like 1 sentence of dialogue, if they are a part of a conversation, they're important to the story. And that was kind of unique. And so it's like, everybody is a supporting character because everybody's a main character. I don't know. I just think they took everything that they learned from Game of Thrones, what worked, what didn't work, and they said, you know what, we're going to do better. And I feel like they did better. I genuinely feel like in one season, I am more impressed with what they've done in one season of House of Dragons than what I saw in 7 seasons of Game of Thrones.
Is there there's just one season out right now, right?
Yeah. The season finale was Sunday.
Okay, that was my question. Is the whole thing out yet? Because that's part of what I was waiting for.
The whole first season
whole thing before I start watching it. But I'm gonna talk with my bestie because I watched a lot of the last couple of seasons. Well, the last season, I guess, of Game of Thrones with her. So and she has huskies, so it's we can kind of get into it more, even though I know this is not, the Starks, but it's fine.
Right.
But I like that it's more political than violent. Because yes, there is violence, but it's like it's not blood and gore every week. I like the fact that they went back far enough that you don't know what's going to happen to any of the characters unless you've studied and know the entire bloodline of each family.
But see, even then, I feel like, well, yeah, you would have to know exactly who begat who to begat who to begat who.
Right.
To say that this person has to live because they're the father of so-and-so who's the father of that person. Outside of that, yeah. Because I will say, like, some of the things that have happened up to this point are kind of like, they were a little unexpected. But yeah, I guess you are right. It does kind of follow one family and everybody's relationship to that family. But they do make it a point to say all of the names that you need to know. And in a weird way, it's like, part of me feels like you should probably watch, if you were going to go back and watch Game of Thrones, part of me feels like you should probably watch House of Dragons first and then go watch Game of Thrones. But it's like, nah, don't do that, because it will make you aware of things that you don't need to be aware of too early. You know what I'm saying? Because there's like somebody that doesn't get introduced until the first time in season 4. You might be hearing that family name in the first season of this.
Yeah, but then you can't at the same time, you can't, yes, they're connected, but you cannot say 100% certain rolling into the first season of Game of Thrones that this family is going to be in there. Like me, I've never seen more than the first episode of Game of Thrones.
Okay, so
if I watch House of Dragons, I'm not going to know that they show up in season 4 until I get to season 4.
And that is true. But the reason that's important is because if you find out that the Smith family is a big deal family over here, when you get to season 4 and you hear the name John Smith, you're going to be like, ooh, he's a Smith. Whereas when they initially introduce him, he's just John Smith.
Mm-hmm.
And then you find out a couple episodes later that John Smith comes from a very prominent family. And that John Smith is the family member that nobody really cares for. And then later on, you find out like, oh, he the Smiths. Oh, okay, one of those Smiths. Got you. You know what I'm saying? It's like oh, Smith, like Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith. That's their kid. Oh, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, when he was just John Smith, it was no big deal. Well, Smith ain't a common name. So when you watch House of Dragons and you hear the name Smith, because you've seen season 4, you now understand who Smith is. And it's not as much a shock because of season 4 here. You know what I'm saying? It's a Back to the Future thing. Because you've already read through the sports almanac, when you go back in time, you know what the outcome of the game is going to be, and it's okay. You just can't tell anybody else what the outcome is going to be, because then you mess up the future timeline. Marty, your kids are in trouble. You know, that kind of thing. So you still, I would still say honestly that it would be best enjoyed watching Game of Thrones in order, all 8 seasons.
It was just never resolved. It's fine.
You know what I'm saying? And
I still haven't seen the season finale.
You might as well, just to finish it out. I mean, you owe it to yourself to at least complete it, you know. But I mean, honestly, I would say, yeah, like go ahead and watch the watch Game of Thrones. And honestly, I feel like at this point, I will say this, even if somebody spoils who dies, the big thing about those deaths oftentimes were when and how. It was never so much that they died.
It caught you off guard. It was
usually the circumstances surrounding their death. You know what I'm saying? Like, spoiler alert, if anybody has not seen, say, the Star Wars franchise, when you see a certain person die on the catwalk and you weren't really expecting that, even if somebody told you, yeah, they die in this movie, you didn't expect it like that.
Right.
It's still going to have the same impact as intended because you weren't expecting it like that. Especially given that you've seen one or two other situations where it's like, that should have been the moment. Okay, that should have been the moment. Huh, neither one of those were the moment. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you still have to see how it plays out for it to actually make sense. And I think it works. I think it works. So, but yeah, I could do a whole sit down, and I'll probably, like, I got to get better about getting my spoiler threads up. We used to do one every week when new series came out. We would have our spoiler threads up, and everybody could go in, and we could get it out, and we could talk about it. Fortunately, I have a lot of geeky ass friends, so I just call them up and we just talk to each other about the shit. It's okay. We can do that. But it would be nice to kind of get back into the group and get to talking to people, which is part of why I'm trying to expand the group. So everybody, don't forget, get your shares in to get your entries. I'm gonna make up a nice official post. I'll probably record a little video and put it out there. I may get it up on all our streaming and whatnot. Because we got the TikTok. I have to clip out the TikTok because that girl said she was tired of the coming. The coming. What? She needed to say coming soon. That's what she meant to say. But it's gonna be so funny. And if y'all wasn't gonna jump on that joke, I was. Damn it, we not missing that joke. That's a damn good joke. We gotta make the joke. But yeah, I mean, we get back to a point where we're sharing things. We're having our weekly discussions, and we're able to talk about this and that and have our spoiler threads. And Jesus Christ, Linda, are you just what is the point?
I'm now just trying to get through as quickly as possible.
I mean, this is literally a speed run at this point. Look at this. Look at this. What is the point?
She's gonna crash the game again. She's gonna
walk in the room.
I have
press the
crashed
button.
This game
Everything
before.
dies. You've literally, I've watched you X that.
Is that a box of shit?
X that. Probably.
Crap. I might be stuck in a loop because of this guy up here. Okay, hold on. I'll have to blast this door open. Okay. Now I'll let my flies take them out.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
Okay, next part. There we go. Yeah, I'm not even caring about items and stuff. I've got a good synergy going on right now. I don't really need anything else. I might try and get some health, but that's about it.
Now that was a gap you just floated over, right?
Where?
Because you you had the big black box in the middle. Looked like it was like a pit you might fall into.
Cavern in the middle. Yep.
Most likely, yeah.
But because your character flies, you can just
yes.
go right over it and not have to worry about falling.
Yes, and at this point, even if I wasn't, oh God, what is it? Okay, no, it's open. Even if I didn't start off as a character that can fly, I would have gotten some sort of flight by now a couple of times because of the transformations I've gotten. So here's Satan. And in a second, I think on y'all's end there, it's a little behind, but. Satan has 3 forms.
This isn't even my final form.
And now I'm going to the dark room, I think is this. Yes. So this is the final stage because I don't have the big key. But before I start over the thing again.
Did you just one-shot him?
Pretty much, yeah. I'm gonna grab these guys.
That's like when you're playing Marvel Heroes and you got to fight the Sentinel at the end, and it's just like he's not even on the screen. You're just like fighting the hand in the head because he's so big. Or when you're Devil May Cry and you got to fight Sparta.
Oh, have y'all seen Chainsaw Man yet?
Yes.
Oh,
I think we talked about that last week as well.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
We had an anime moment, and we were gonna talk about some other cool things that happened, but then we had a crowd of people jump in, and we didn't because
yeah,
it was cool because I liked having a crowd.
That is the most people I've seen on stream at one time.
We can have up to 10. I think. Yeah, that was the most we've had. We actually had 8 of us simultaneously, and I was bringing the streams in and out. No, 9 because it was 3 and 3. Yeah,
Bomber boy.
Yeah, there was 9 in here. We're allowed 10.
Right, but I don't think a screen share. I don't know. A screen share may count as one because it does take up a slot. So like right now, as I'm looking at my little producer window, it's like there's us, and because I pulled that out, it removes it. But in my boxes down below, it shows as a slot. But no, Brett, this is literally we've been fairly consistent. I think in total we've probably only missed 1, maybe 2 weeks since March. We do this every Wednesday. We do this every Wednesday, and it used to be Wednesday at 9:05. Now it's Wednesday around 9.
Nine-ish.
Right,
9 adjacent.
So I'll be honest with you. And at 9 o'clock your time, it's 6 here, and I'm at work.
No.
So these last 2 weeks, I've been in school, so I get out at like noon, and then I have nothing to do except for work on the house or watch anime or movies or whatever.
Right. That'd be the perfect time for you to get caught up on 8 seasons of Game of Thrones.
So I just steamrolled Yellowstone like the past 5 days.
Yellowstone, that's the Kevin Costner cowboy.
And there we go.
Yep.
And now it's time for Victory Lap number 3.
If you have not seen Yellowstone and you are somewhat interested in cowboy way of life, that's a drama that you definitely need to watch.
You know, I was actually thinking more about checking out Justified with Timothy Oliphant. That looks like one I kind of want to see.
I might have to get on that one too.
I haven't watched it yet, but whenever I see like trailers and little clips of it, I'm always like, that looks like that would be a good show. That looks like something I might like.
So like I was saying earlier, is that I don't have cable, so everything that I watch is usually like Netflix, Hulu. I got Peacock now, which is strange. And that's about all I got. So
okay.
Kind of just catch up where I can.
Understood. Well,
if you're a DC fan, you need HBO Max. If you're a Marvel fan, you need Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have Disney Plus too. I'm using Josh's Disney Plus actually.
Cool. I think I've got.
Don't say that too loud.
Oh, it doesn't matter. They're about to start tracking it all anyway. Like Netflix is, I think by the end of the year, Netflix is supposed to have their new price structure in place for shared accounts. I mean, technically, I'd be okay. I would almost prefer to do it that way as opposed to, you know, it used to be a time where it was just like folks was giving out the Netflix. They were giving out their streaming site passwords very willy-nilly. It was like everybody was on everything from everybody else.
They need to just have it as number of screens, honestly. It just like you pay for this many screens, because like if you go over to a friend's house and you want to log into your Netflix, no,
right.
You can't. If you're traveling, you go into a hotel room that has Netflix, you have to log into your account. You can't do that now.
And the thing is with the Airbnbs, and since you go to Airbnbs, everybody's got like, you know, TVs, and they just put a Fire Stick or a Roku in there for that very reason. Or they buy like, you know, a smart TV so that all you have to do is log in, and voila.
I think I can.
So yeah, it definitely needs to be based on number of simultaneous streams. I think that would be the ideal way to do it, and set the price tier and structure up that way.
Netflix was doing that because
and that's why I said they need to keep it as that.
They're still doing it that way.
I believe so.
Currently, yes.
Okay, yeah. I mean that's just how they need to keep it. I mean, keep it to three at a time. If you wanna do a price hike in order to do 4 or 5 at a time, then so be it. Or even lower the price if you want to just keep one at a time, and that way people are getting more value for what they're doing.
Like they're not giving me more money.
Right. What more money do you need?
All of it.
I'm a major corporation. I need every dollar that I can get from every person at all times.
Netflix needs a money, okay?
They've wasted too much money handing out TV shows to anyone who pitches anything to them.
I was literally about to say, do you want to continue to get original content from Netflix? How do you think those Netflix originals get paid for? Your subscription.
Sometimes Netflix has some good ones.
Except.
Ooh, but no. Okay,
let's
shows. Can we talk about YouTube Premium?
No.
And their charge.
Because if they don't stop spamming me with ads every time I log into YouTube,
they're raising the price another $5. So I have to pay for the family plan because back whenever Google bought YouTube, they told me that my email that I had attached, which was my Hotmail, could no longer work as a standalone account. It had to be like an additional account to my Gmail account. So it's like a sub account to that, but that's like my main YouTube. That's where I had all my subscribers back when I used to do YouTube. That's where it has all of like my preferences. I watch everything on there. So the thing is, if I just got YouTube Premium without the family plan, I can't use it on that sub account, which is my main account. It makes me use it on the account I don't use. So I have to get the family plan. So the family plan only does, I think, up to 5 people you can share it with. David has the same problem. So for David and I to both be able to use it on that account, I had to get the family plan anyway for me to be able to use it. And David and I both use up 4 of the 5 accounts for just us 2. So I have to have the family account premium, and it's $18, $17.99 right now, which is absurd for just YouTube. That's for just to not have ads and whatever other garbage they offer for it as well.
Oh no, let me tell you that. You know what? Because we're on YouTube, I'm not going to tell you the trick of YouTube ads. We are not going to do that.
Well, I have that covered. I have that covered on my PC, but I need to look into it on.
You can message
my
me later
TV.
and let me know.
I need to look into it on my TV and my cell phone.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's a. Okay, so Brad, you were just talking about Peacock. So I watched. We watched a movie the other day that was on Peacock because why not? We have it. We pay for it. Might as well. And what did we watch? It was something we just watched. It just came out, and we were like, "Oh, we're going to check this out." And we would have had to pay for it if we watched it somewhere else, but because it was on Peacock, it was actually free. Damn, I just posted about it.
I'm gonna crash my
computer. Spooky movie, Black Phone. So we just watched Black Phone, Ethan Hawke. Really good movie. Like, oh man, that was actually really, really good. But they actually had it set up where they were like, you know what? Please enjoy this. Like, please watch these commercials and then enjoy your movie commercial free. And it was literally like 1 minute and 30 seconds of commercials right at the beginning. And if you watch these, watch this commercial, go through it, You just go through, and it literally, I mean, it's a minute 30 seconds, so it's like 4 commercials, and then the movie plays, and there's no commercials through the movie. You know, and I know sometimes when we were watching things on Hulu, it would give us the option. You can do this one interactive ad at the beginning, and we'll play this content commercial free.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube has a very similar option. Now, let me say this. You still have to watch the ads. But you can watch the ads in a way that allows you to watch uninterrupted content afterwards. Because what I really dislike is if I'm going to be watching something that's going to be long. Like, for example, our live show, on average, 3 hours. I don't think we've had very many shows. We've had a couple of shows longer than 3 hours, but most of our shows are at least 3 hours. So if somebody were to go back and sit and they decided they wanted to watch through, first of all, thank you so very much. Please contact me. I will straight hook you up.
Sounds like I will send you a hat.
I will let you pick one free. If you sit through 3, matter of fact, I will say this now, and I think I've done this before. I think I said on one video, and you have to find the video, so I'm not just going to tell you, but there was, I think I offered something at the end of a video once. And we are at the 3 hour and 15-minute mark now. If you remind me of this segment of this video, you know, like clip it out, screenshot it, send it to me. Remind me I said this. You can pick one free item off of our merch store. Don't care what it is. You can pick one item. And that will be your item. But if you watch all of your commercials right there at the beginning, you can get up, go fix your drink, do whatever it is you got to do. And then when you sit down to watch the content, what you do is like, you know how you can move the little slider to different points? Like on a YouTube video, you have the little slider bar at the bottom. Mm-hmm. If you take that slider bar and move it to the end of this end there, and then you rewatch, it thinks you've watched everything. And when you rewatch, because they typically don't get the double revenue for those items, when you go back to rewatch, you don't have to sit through commercials.
Well, see, the problem is David and I like to leave certain things on YouTube while we sleep.
Right.
And a lot of the times the commercials are a lot louder.
Mm.
So, yeah. Recently, David's been on a games done quick thing, so we've been watching a lot of speed runs from that, which last hours, and it sucks. It would suck to have that be interrupted every so often.
Yeah, no, I absolutely get it, because like my son watches. So he plays this game. He plays a game called Mount and Blade, and he plays another. It's a Warhammer game, and it's like, you know, a total war kind of game where you control this army. You take this army, you're going to go and attack this village. You take control of that village, and, you know, one of those like God games where you're on top and you're trying to like clear the map. But he plays those, and he'll be sitting there actively playing the game, and on another screen, he's watching someone else play the game. And I'm like, is it that entertaining of a game? Because it's not like you're watching it for strategy. You're not getting tips and tricks of how to beat, because unless you have that exact build, and that's not even to say that, because it's all still like crit chance and stuff like that. So if you don't get the same attacks that person got, you're not guaranteed to get the victory he got.
Oh no, game crashed.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, there it is.
Game crashed. Oh no. Okay, let's see where it left off. Hopefully I can get into my save again.
That was ridiculous.
Oh,
there was so much stuff happening on the screen. I wish I had pulled that up in time.
That was crazy.
That's
okay. Let's see if it saved it.
But yeah, if you scroll to the end of a YouTube video and then rewatch the video or replay the video, it will skip the ads the second time through.
Did it crash?
Did Did it crash on the launch?
It crashed again. No, I was in like the first room doing stuff, and it's like, no. It's frozen. So it hasn't crashed yet, but it's frozen.
Oof.
It's about to.
Oof.
All right.
Oh my god.
Well,
Oh, I'm so mad.
no wonder it crashed.
Right. And that was in the middle of an attack. That was the middle of an attack. She's got all of her little flies flying around, all of her little, or no, what are those are the tears, the little bubbles are the tears, right?
Yes. The lasers are, well, it's blood. He spits blood.
No, at this point, he's not spitting. He's
projectile vomiting.
Right, that's what that is. He needs to have that checked out.
Yeah.
Oh crap!
It's probably not.
So, again, I just want to throw out: you guys are eligible for to be in the contest, and I will have the specifics. But go ahead and get the leg up. I don't care. You know what? If somebody has a complaint about that, they have 3 hours and 19 minutes to prove it. But no, honestly, it's basically going to be.
I can level skip this, so I'm going to level skip it.
We're trying to get more people in. We're trying to grow the group. We're trying to get more subscribers. I would like more people watching this show because their comments, as you can see, can pop up on the screen. So when they have something they want to say, like boom, you see that, and it's right there. So everybody can see that comment, and because we can all see that comment, we can interact with it, and I can put the, like right there, boom, I can put the link out there. Somebody can click that link, join in, and do just like you did, Brad. They can come right in, and they can be a guest. And we've had people hop in here. God jumped in. He came onto our show because the name of the show is Weigh In Wednesdays, and he thought we were a weight loss podcast.
I've never had this game freak out so much on me.
And because of that, it was like, no, we talked about DC cutting the fat, but no, it's not a weight loss podcast. Sorry. And dude stayed on, and he continued to chat with us, and then he just ended up like he saw the link, he came on in. And once he hopped in, we talked comics for a good bit, and he cool guy. He subscribed. I added this, he got a subscriber, we got a subscriber. It was a nice trade-off. And it's a good time. So it's just like, I just want to go on another growth spurt where we can get some fresh blood in, and we can start to enjoy the comments from other people. And, we haven't had to chase anybody off in a while because everybody's behaved. So I'm thinking about just like taking it off of private for a little while, let a bunch of people join in, and then we can kind of filter out and maybe keep a few people that way. But
I will get through this.
You gonna keep loading it till it works.
But I didn't even. Well, that's the thing. I didn't even add anything for it to start dying like that.
No, you broke it last time.
I'll let my flies and I didn't get a new item or anything. Nothing. I'm just gonna let my flies kill everything.
That one attack is doing it. Again,
I know.
Like, look, all of that stuff is you. Everything that's on the screen is yours.
I have all my babies. Look at all my babies. They're so cute. So, I mean, I can just do this to get through things because they kind of create like a shield around me because of an item I have. I hate
everything that's on the screen is yours.
Yes.
That is my point. That is amazing.
I think it's like with certain enemies is the problem because they
have all
like,
of
it's
their
like this one
that are required.
Yeah, because like you have ones like this one that transform into other ones as you whittle it down, and that's what it was in that other room as well. So yeah,
you got a lot happening there.
I do.
But we were gonna tonight we were gonna talk Rings of Power. I finally, yay! It's a show called Rings of Power. In the last 5 minutes of the last episode of season 1, they showed rings. So
okay.
Somebody heard me because I was like really gonna have a problem if I watched a TV show called Rings of Power and didn't see a fucking ring. I was starting to feel some kind of way about it. Was there 2 of them? But it was still entertaining, and I enjoyed it.
Nothing in there.
I still have not gone back to that yet.
It was very slow moving. And I'm a fan of Lord of the Rings, and it was very slow moving. But I made a prediction, and I was right. So that was dope.
Well, it was bound to happen eventually.
I be right a lot. But this was one, like, the first time I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, that's such and such.
Really?
No, I know
I
what
had
this
to
is.
think.
This thing is happening, and I know what that means. And they kept leaning away that like it wasn't something, and then like, yeah, that's kind of spoilery, so I'll stop there. But it took them a long time to get traction, but they got traction, and now they have me kind of excited for season 2.
I'm so mad.
Dear Diary.
I died.
I'm not. Yeah, like I was like, no, wait a minute. I'm not reading that. I forget this game of yours. It does not. That does not read well.
I had. I had extra lives. That shouldn't have killed me.
Oh, that reminds me. You know what? Last week when we were talking about Silent Hill, there are parts of our video that got muted, and our video got pulled. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a very nice Fair Use Act disclaimer. I'm going to go and pull the actual Fair Use Act law.
You know what? Just have David do the music on a kazoo or
Copy
something.
that.
A kazoo.
A kazoo is fine. No harm.
Humming with buzzing, like humming with flair. But no, I mean, like, honestly, the fact that especially if somebody puts a video on YouTube and we show that same video and we are talking about it for the purposes of critique, criticism, or something else, then like absolutely allowed to do that because everybody freaking does it. And my videos keep getting flagged for that. So I'm like, no, there has to be a precedent that makes that okay. And I let one video go. I was just like, okay, because all they wanted me to do was like remove the music. That's fair. I knew that was a possibility. Remember that on Cowboy Bebop Day we played Tank opening, and it was like they were like, no, you cannot play the song. Okay, that's fair. Okay. And we really didn't talk a lot during that segment because I knew it would get flagged, and it did. And it was fine. And I took that part out, and that's fine. And I thought that's what they wanted me to do here, but they were like, no, this segment, this segment, this segment, this segment. I'm like, no, you're not chopping up my video like that. And so I went and I looked into it a little bit, and it's like, no, this has to be permissible under Fair Use Act. So I'm going to dispute it. I just have to get the terminology, not the terminology, the verbatim. I have to like copy the law verbatim so that I can say under Fair Use Act, I should be permitted based on this. We were speaking of it from a critical standpoint. We were critiquing it. We were not using it, or just put like, I do not own the rights and no da 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 da. But that feels like the best thing to do. I feel like that's not going to work based on what we do because I like as we have a show and we are right here, I am showing their footage. You see what I'm saying? Like it's one thing if I show.
What if you put something like that at the beginning of the video? Kind of like a blanket statement.
Oh yeah.
Anything right in this video, we do not have the right to use.
Well, no, it has to be in the. I think for it to work that way, it has to be in the written description of the video. The same way because you actually have to give credit. So to get around the disclaimer, you have to not get around the disclaimer, but to have the fair use. To be able to enact the fair use policy for other people's content, you have to have like in your description the fair use policy listed. I've got to go and look at the very specific. I got a buddy who does like entertainment law actually, and I can just ask him and get the specifics of like, how do I need to put this? But then sometimes like if YouTube is like, hey, you can't do this, or Facebook is like, hey, you can't do this, you could just ask them like, well, what did I violate? Why is it wrong? Well, it's fair use. And like, well, it's not in your description. Oh, okay. Copy, paste, boom, there you go. And then they'll be like, okay, cool, good. That's what we need. You know, so they just got to play around with it.
Fixed it.
But
David, they fixed controller support for Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It works so much better now. Oh my God.
South Down, you got something? You look like you're about to say something.
Yeah, I'm fixing to head out. I got to be up in like 5 hours.
Hey, so is David.
Yeah. Like I mean, that's the beauty of this show. I would do this since I still have to get up, we have to stop. So that's the thing. Once I don't have to get up anymore, and that's why we're doing the subscriber push, so I don't have to get up. So this will be my job, and I will turn around and then go watch 5 hours or something, so I can do a review on it tomorrow and have it ready.
And see,
and maybe
I have
start
to
watching.
Go ahead, Dave.
I am getting up not for work, but for fun stuff. I am doing the Harry Potter experience tomorrow.
Oh, that is tomorrow. Nice. Yes, go enjoy the Harry Potter experience. Wait, what?
Absolutely.
No.
And I'll see if I can stream it.
Boom, there it is. Okay. Yeah,
and
again, I think because you're a mod, you do have the ability to go live in group, and so it's just a matter of whether or not you can record video while you're there. If they will allow you to.
Can I stream my doctor's appointment? I think I have an ear infection, so I have an appointment tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no. Because I can only see the messages I'm gonna get with that. Hey, dog, I don't think this is geek content. You know what? Let me. But you know the funny part, I think Brian would catch.
I feel like that would almost fall under fetish content.
It could
in some way.
You know what? Only if you put the link in Gag After Dark. Because the deviants want to go in there. Hey, what's up,
Sam?
Brad?
I have a old college friend, and as I heard, he was working at the pop factory here in Seattle.
Are you saying anything along the lines of a custom pop?
I can talk to him, but I got to get down there and see him. I haven't seen this man in 25 years. So we
which friend is this?
We come down to one of the guys from Piedmont, from college.
Yeah, I know. That's why I asked. Which friend is this? Because I know most of your friends from Piedmont.
I don't think you knew Will Bierman. Had a list.
You know Willie Beeman? That's funny. That your friend is Willie Beeman. Willie Beeman was Jamie Foxx's character from Any Given Sunday. So that's really funny that Will Beeman. That's dope. Yeah, I mean, if he, you know what? Let me not sound like I would be more interested. I just need access to be able to customize a pop. I want a custom pop figure because I like my figurines, and I got this guy.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
So I need a custom pop to sit next to him.
Super Sam.
I mean, of course, I'm just like, damn, I wish I was in better shape when I did this. If I had known, because it's like, it even had I was like, that's, bro, y'all could have told me it was going to be accurate. I could have sucked in, you know what I'm saying? Like the hell, I can have a 6-pack right here, but instead okay. Y'all dirty for that. Y'all real dirty for that. But I mean, this thing is really impressive. It has the damn, I don't know if you can see it. It has the swooshes on my Nikes.
Oh, nice.
It's got the swooshes on my Nikes. They've got, they even have, the fact that I'm wearing my watch right there, and it is textured. And no, you can't see my ring, but they got my sunglasses. They have the strap to my sunglasses. It's visible. My Superman hat and my Superman shirt. I was like, hell yeah, I want one of these. My own action figure. I can't move it. That's the only thing that pisses me off, is I can't move it.
All right, so information, how much and who did it?
This was done by a group called 3D Me. powered by So Diffy. And I got it when I went on a cruise. But it was at the port. They had this little machine, and you walk up and you get to you stand inside the machine, and it has like the 360 cameras and everything that go around you like they do. And oh wait, got them on camera. Playing with my little kunai here and forgot oh yeah, that's
you said So Diffy?
So Diffy. 3D Me by So Diffy.
So Diffy.
I like that. That sounds better. That sounds less weird.
So Duffy?
That sounds like something like some high school girls would say. I went to the mall yesterday and I saw this jacket. It was so Diffy.
Diffy. You know what? I'm putting Diffy right next to Fetch. We're going to make it happen.
How do you spell So Diffy?
I don't know. It's a little bitty print on the thing. Did you not see anything under 3D Me?
Well, I got a bunch.
Oh, there's all kinds of stuff under 3D Me.
Oh yeah. Like I know there's a place called 3D Mini Me in deep in Key West. I walked by that place when I was drunk the other week.
Let's see. 3D Me figure. 3D Me figures. Let's see what comes up.
It's 3D.
Okay,
Me.
maybe it's by Cubify. Let me see. 3D printing industry. 3D Me Facebook. Custom 3D figurines. Book now. Currently not accepting new orders. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna say this is probably it. I will share this. It doesn't look like they're taking new orders though, so that's not really helping.
What?
But this was it. Yeah. So I found their Facebook page. Shapeify. Let's see.
All right.
Make a 3D printed figurine. 3D print yourself. Dress up in your favorite costume, etc. A couple of different options. Brad, we'll get to it. We'll get it figured out. South Down, I'll holler at you later, man. Take it easy. Get some rest. Right. And don't forget, share.
And hopefully I will be able to stream tomorrow. That could be cool.
That would be cool. When you go to, you know how like you go to just create a post? When you go to,
if nothing else,
when you go into the group as if you were going to create a post, it gives you the option right there. And if it allowed, I think that's where you would actually go live, because that's where I would go live. So you first start Facebook, and then you go to the group, and I want to say because you are a mod, it will allow you to go live.
Yeah, so it's on the like when I click on it to create a post, the like 5th or 6th option is live video.
Yep. So there you go. And the Harry Potter experience. Cool. So like that'd be pretty cool to check out. We're wife and I supposed to be going to Curios here, which is the Certain du Soleil. But you got to stop talking to me because I'll keep talking. Y'all should notice by now. Okay, well, I'm ready to wrap. Anything else y'all want to add before we go? I apologize in advance. Remind me. We will talk Resident Evil and we will talk Helena Taylor. I would say, David, just continue to share that. I'll reshare because, like, when you put it out on Twitter and stuff, that's been kind of like it's the only reason I even know to talk about it because the shit's kind of funny.
Hopefully, it won't evolve past where it is now. Like, I honestly don't see how it can get any worse for her at this point.
See, now you say that.
I know. I said that last week. And then look what happened.
Right. And it just continues to get better.
It never bottomed out. So I'm knock on wood, nothing else will happen because I can't reasonably see where else this situation can go. It man,
it could
what
be
has
worse.
been reasonable about this entire ordeal?
It has been the beginning where we didn't know anything.
Right, when it was literally just one woman fighting for her position and being treated wrong.
Actually,
only to find out later that, oh wait, you were the bad guy?
Look,
oh wait, everybody's bad?
Can I just speed run through this real quick because I'm not going to be able to go to sleep tonight unless I get it out. Yeah,
by all means.
All right. So for the people that are just joining us that have no idea what the hell I'm talking about,
let's see, 3:40. All right, we might clip this out anyway. So
yeah. So whoever like, if you weren't with us last week or the week before, however long we've been fucking talking about this shit, Helena Taylor, who used to be the voice actress for Bayonetta, recently came out on Twitter and just gave a lengthy 4-part video series of why Platinum Games is bad and how they didn't give her enough money for playing the whole role of Bayonetta in Bayonetta 3, so that's why she's not there. She said that they offered her $4,000 for the whole game. So initially, most people were like, well, voice actors get a bad rap and they don't get paid enough anyway. So they're just like, yeah, sure. All right, we'll go with this. Yeah. Fuck Platinum Games. And then, Jason Schreier, who is like the guy as far as like game journalism goes, he came out and he said he has a few sources that, of course, he can't say who they are because, confidentiality and trust and all that good stuff. They said that that's bullshit, and she was offered at least $20,000 for across 4 or 5 sessions for the whole game. So that is not what she said earlier. So everybody just like, well, if it was anybody else but Jason, we'd be looking at that like, that's a little sus. But because it is him, we got to be like, that Helena, what do you talk about? So then Helena then came out and said that, yeah, okay, there's journalism thing. There's the journalists are lying, and this is what was told. And then, was it today or was it yesterday? It was yesterday. She finally came out and said, all right, cool. So here's what really went down. Here's how I am not a liar. And then she proceeds to tell us how she lied about the whole situation. So she said that she was offered $4,000 for a cameo after they had already recast Bayonetta. The initial cost that they were going to pay was about to be between $1,100 to $1,500, $15,000. Sorry. So all this stuff just so she can get more money, which of course, like, voice actors don't get paid enough anyway. So there's a conversation to be had there, sure. But the way that she went about it was terrible. It was so bad that the whole goal of her like going this route was for her to have people boycott Bayonetta so they would take her more seriously and give her more money. What happened, in fact, is that she brought so much press to Bayonetta 3 that it is now the top pre-order item on Amazon, beating Call of Duty, which is saying something. This is the most press that Bayonetta has gotten since Bayonetta was a thing. So she not only fucked herself, fucked her career, made Bayonetta's going to be all right. Bayonetta's going to be all right because of this. But now she's kind of pushed voice acting like negotiations back like 20 years because of this shit. And now, I don't know. She also said that she was kind of done with it and she didn't want to do video game voice acting anyway and anymore anyway, and wanted to go back to theater. So everybody's thinking that this is kind of like her last hurrah. Like, she just wanted to go out with a bang. Sure, fine. But now we have other questions because she's done. She's done. Her career is over. But now we have to go back and look at Hideki Kamiya, who is like he's the creative director at Platinum Games, something like that.
Yes.
He's high up in Platinum Games. So this whole thing really kicked off when she dropped her 4 videos, but then he started going off on a tangent, talking about like, I can't believe the untruths and whatever and blah blah blah. So he's doing his thing where he's blocking people on Twitter. He blocked people so hard on Twitter Twitter blocked him. It was a whole thing. But see, it wouldn't have gotten this bad if she just didn't fucking lie in the first place. But if Hideki Kamiya would have just shut the fuck up, it wouldn't have gotten this bad, because now Platinum Games looks bad. Which they're not necessarily as bad as they could have been in the situation. It's looking a lot better for them now, but it could have been a lot worse. And Hideki Kamiya and his tantrums didn't really help anything. But so that's where we're at right now. Her career is done. Bayonetta 3 is going to sell like hotcakes. What is it, Friday?
The release on Bayonetta? Yeah.
Bayonetta 3 is coming out on Friday. Yeah, Bayonetta 3 is going to be just fine. Just because of all this. Yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got on that. It was gonna bother me all night if I didn't just get it out, because I'm just sitting here all night, just like, I just want to fucking rip into this.
Yeah, I think the point you made earlier, there is definitely a conversation to be had about voice actors, because bad voice acting in a video game can severely alter the playability of the game.
Right.
And it is still acting, and they have to really get into it sometimes. And, they go all out, just as an actor on film would be. You're not using their likeness in a lot of cases, or, you're not capturing them, but they're putting in the same amount of effort. And I don't know what those contracts look like, if they get something on the back end, if the game does really, really well, but
they
sometimes
don't.
See, and it's like, we like these characters. You know what I'm saying? And the characters in the game, and if it's a good story and it's a good game, and the voice acting can make all the difference there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a very important part of the conversation. But you also have to not be an ass about it.
There you go. That's it.
You have to have tact whenever you're doing something, especially when you go into negotiations for more money. But the way that she went about going about it, from what I'm hearing, is, you're right, completely and totally irresponsible.
Yeah, because not only did she, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Because voice actors don't get paid enough, especially in videos. And by doing this, now she's showing that you can pay someone, $3,000 for a shit job, as long as the game has some sort of publicity, whether it's good or bad.
Right.
It's still really well. So they're make their profit, and now they have
bad press is still press.
Yes. And not she kind of messed up everything for everybody, because now she was kind of her own undoing at this point, because not only did she break NDA, which is a big no-no in voice acting. You just don't do that. She was trying to throw shade at the new voice actress, so they got rid of this one who was being very problematic. So she wanted there to just be no voice actress at all. But then Platinum Games went and just got the voice actress, which is Jennifer Hale. It don't get no better than that. She was just kind of letting everything go to Platinum, and she just went about this completely wrong. So she just messed up her career. She made it harder for voice actors across the board. Just it's a mess. It's a mess at this point. But there is something to take away from this. Wait till you get all the information for situations like this.
Yeah, definitely. There's 2 sides, 3 sides sometimes to every story.
Yeah. Don't break NDA if you can help it. And whoever works with Hideki Kamiya, take his fucking phone away. Take his phone away.
Yeah, he needs better people around him helping him to manage these situations.
Yes. But that's all I got. Also, I just found out that Paragon is coming back. Like the MOBA, like way back when, like on PlayStation. It's coming back now.
Paragon was the game that was competing in.
It was one of the victims of Fortnite.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because it's coming back and it's going to be on the Epic Game Store, which is ironic. But yeah, no, it's coming back. Cool. Wow.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Sure.
They're going to come back and be gone like they never left.
But I'm going to shut up now. I don't want to keep people up, and I also need to like get some sleep. I need to get a shower and get some sleep. So,
right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll say now, if you got to this point, we thank you so very much for hanging out with us. We are Grown A Geeks. We have been and will continue to be Grown A Geeks. So that wouldn't have made a lot of sense. We have been Grown A Geeks. No, we are still, and we will continue to be Grown A Geeks. This has been Weigh-In Wednesday. Didn't get into much Lord of the Rings. Didn't get much House of Dragon. Did get to talk a little bit of Black Adam, and we talked about the DC EU. It's not so much the DCEU anymore. It might actually turn back into the DCEU. We'll see. And once again, we've laid out a plan. Got a couple of options. You could go a couple of different ways, as you saw, and there could be some good stuff. And go ahead and release that damn Spawn movie. Like, let's make that happen. So that's like Brad's idea. I'm all for that. Like, let's get that happening. McFarlane, hopefully Todd McFarlane will allow this movie to get made and not feel like he has to be so much in control of it. But we'll see. That will be interesting. Tune in next week, maybe if time permits. We'll talk some more anime. We'll get into some more Chainsaw Man, some more Spy Family. We can do a little bit more Bleach. There's some more My Hero to discuss. And there's a new show that just came on AMC Plus that I plan on checking out, and it's an animated feature. I think it's a season, so we'll see. I'll get a couple episodes in, maybe we'll talk about that. And I'll be ready to get into more about Interview with the Vampire, also on AMC Plus. I've really been enjoying that. That's a damn good show as well. Grey Worm as Lestat. That is.
I also wanted to touch on potentially next week Resident Evil, yes, as well as just a couple TV show things. American Horror Story came back last week.
That's American Horror Story New York City, right?
New York City. It is set, from what I can tell, 1980s and the gay scene, specifically mostly men rather than women. There are some in there too. But it's so far the first couple episodes have been released, and it's kind of revolving around the men's gay scene in 1980s New York. And the other show, and this will give me some time to kind of watch some of it so I can talk about it more next week. Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities came out on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to give that a watch. Yeah, hopefully we can talk about it a little bit next week, especially since we'll be just past Halloween. We need to have some spooky stuff.
Gotta have more spooky content. So Brad, you got some time. Check out Cabinet of Curiosities so that you can join us next week. Come back as a guest next week as well, man. Love to have you back on the show. If you're not doing anything at 6:00 next Wednesday. I know that's an odd time for you. If you're available, definitely come back and hang out with us. But that's going to do it for us tonight, y'all. We appreciate it. Don't forget to get your shares in. There will be something official in the next few days to outline exactly how it's going to work so that you can be a part of this contest. The more shares, every share is an entry, and we may run it for like 15 days or something like that and figure out how it's going to work. And I will get it specific from there. Finally got a card approval. Cool. Needed that. And we will get that submitted so that we can have some cool stuff and get some more recognition, some more branding. I appreciate you guys putting us on your stream and letting those people see us. And I enjoyed having your streams on our show.
I was going to say, Sam, what people?
some streamceptions.
No one watches me, so
yet.
Well, you know.
Yes. But I watch, and who knows? Just from this, people are like, "What the hell is this game Binding of Isaac?" And they're going to want to know what's the Pooh Monster. I need to see the game with the Pooh Monster.
I continue to have the hardest time breaking into streaming. I got into my YouTube footing pretty well, and I'm even having some luck with TikTok. But like, it doesn't matter like how much work and effort I put into Twitch. It's, you know, I'm inconsistent now, but I wasn't always, and it just, I don't know.
It's a weird thing because I look at algorithms are weird because it's hard to figure out what is the key. But I think it has to do with just putting it out there, doing it, and sharing it, and just share that shit.
I still think if I had bigger boobs, then I'd be more successful. But or into fighting games, one of the two, or both. You know,
big boob fighting games. I gotta search for that and see how well they're doing. I'm gonna go look that up for research purposes.
I'm sure David knows some people like that.
I'm gonna go look that up for research purposes. Because even what Amaruth?
People, streamers with big boobs that play fighting games.
Amaruth does what? She doesn't do fighting games though.
Well, Amaranth doesn't do anything anymore.
Well, no, Amaranth's back streaming on Twitch, but she's not doing hot tub streams anymore. She's playing what she wants now.
Okay.
She's free.
The husband is not controlling what she streams. Okay.
Like she was having a good old time playing Overwatch 2, and she's like, yeah, I hope people will come and continue to watch, even though there will be less titty. And there was definitely less titty, and she was legitimately enjoying herself.
So well, like, you know what? That makes all the difference there.
It's like, oh, that's good on you. Good on you.
Good on you. Get out of that toxicity and have some fun with the games. That's the whole point. And that's why I do this. I enjoy it, and that's why we do the format we do, because I would much rather talk with people about what we watched over the past week rather than have to be up at whatever time it is now, waiting for a show to release so I can get my 15-minute video up right after it airs and talk about what I just watched. I don't need to do that. That's not kudos to those who do it, and I appreciate it because I watch those videos. So I thank Ryan Airy and Screen Crush for having that shit available when I'm ready to watch it. It's always there. New rock stars and the like. But we are Grown A Geeks, so that's the focus. And there's a QR code. Click that QR code, takes you to the Linktree. Linktree has all of the places where we are and where you can find us. Join our Facebook group. Make sure to follow, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you can know when we do these things. For Heroic Hat, Splenda, Brad Beverly, and myself, we are Grown A Geeks. We appreciate it. Y'all have a great time. Peace. Anybody sees this part, you get a free hoodie if you hit me up. Post credit. That's the